So this is pushing out to all of our socials. We're going to get this up on Twitter, and then we'll start the live stream in earnest. Matt Modai joining me from Odds Jam to kick this thing off. We already got 2 games going on, Matt, but I would be remiss if I didn't mention, is that that's a customized jersey behind you. I saw an 8, and I thought for a second it could have been Terrell Owens.
So it's a funny story behind that. We have 30 minutes here. I'll spend 29 of them talking about this story.
Good.
No, so in 7th grade, when Tio had his magical year, he was my favorite player. My mom, a sweet mother as she is, was like, "Oh, Matt's gonna love a jersey with Tio's number with his last name on the back." And little does she know, you really can't wear a jersey of your own name. So I felt bad. I didn't tell her this, but I was like, "Mom, I can simply never wear this." So
says who? Society?
Would you say?
Says society? Who says?
I mean, it's a fair point. Maybe I'm too much thinking about like the construct of society, but once I had some disposable income, I was like, all right, I'll honor my mom and I'll get it framed. And now it's up in my office.
I love it. I love it. Well, Matt's joining us a day after I joined him and John Hyslop on the Daily Sweat, which was amazing. We got sweaty together. No regrets.
No regrets.
My bangers went 0 for 2, unfortunately. I had the under, I think, 134.5 on Nevada and Arizona State. And Arizona State damn near covered that themselves. They had, 91 points?
That was crazy. Yeah. It was a weird game when Nevada was one of Randall's favorite plays, and they just got absolutely just wrecked. So,
yeah. And my other one was Kawhi Leonard 27.5 to the under. And of course, the Clippers threw up like 140 points last night. So, hey, you know what? This is why I don't bet based upon trends. This is why I usually just look at the numbers. But I wanted to blend in. I wanted to basically just bring what John brings to the show, which is a lot of laughs and a lot of bravado. Clearly, my plays didn't work out.
Well, I actually really appreciate it because you basically just gave us a selling point of why you shouldn't be betting on trends. So you actually did exactly what you were supposed to do when you came on.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Well, what we are doing for the next several hours here on the stream for Sport Trade is we are live trading the NCAA tournament. Right now, there are 2 games on. We have West Virginia and Maryland. Furman and Virginia. Furman always just reminds me of an old Dave Chappelle joke. Merman? It's a racist name, man. So right now, West Virginia and Maryland, 28 all. And Furman only down 7 to UVA. 17-10 is the score there. We've got another game that's going to start up here at 1:40. So Matt will be walking his dogs when that game kicks off, which is just an awesome lunchtime thing to do. Tell me a little more. Tell me a little more about that.
Yeah. Well, 2 dogs, both of them on the younger side. They're pretty calm now. Like they'd be fine without a long walk over lunch, but it's a nice break of the day. You kind of mentally just recharge and stuff. Quickly heat up lunch. I just have normally some microwavable meal or leftovers or whatever. But yeah, just walk my dogs around the neighborhood. Got to either walk them with my significant other, or I have a tandem leash that walks both of them. Best part of my day by far.
And you live in Colorado, so it's not like you're walking around. No offense to New Jersey, it's not like you're walking around New Jersey.
That's true. It actually it snowed. It was 68 degrees yesterday. I woke up to about 2 inches of snow. So that's just Colorado for you.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's crazy. The weather is bipolar.
How much snow did you get overnight?
About 2 inches. Yeah, about 2 inches. So we went to bed and it was like relatively modest out, but that's what can happen in Denver. The temperature, it's just crazy. The highs and lows of it.
That's wild. So one of the things that I want to do, Matt, over the course of the tournament is I want to bet on the underdog every single game and then see how many moments of profitability exist. I was thinking we'd go of the 67 games, 62 for 67. We're 1 for 3 right now. Nevada never presented an opportunity, and SEMO did not present an opportunity. Pitt was an underdog 2 nights ago, and they ended up winning. Obviously, Fairleigh Dickinson is in Jersey, so we can't bet on Fairleigh Dickinson. They ended up blowing out. I don't even remember who they played last night.
Texas Southern.
Yeah. So if you look in the middle of your screen here, we've got all of our underdogs for the day. We've got Maryland, Furman, Missouri, Howard, Texas A&M, Corpus Christi. Now, that's just $4.50 and $3.50. So I'm hoping we could eke out a little bit there.
Yeah.
College of Charleston, I love to win today, Matt. Illinois, Iowa, Oral Roberts, Colgate, Boise, Northern Kentucky, Louisiana Lafayette at 16, Penn State, and North Carolina, Asheville. Of the underdogs, Matt, Who do you think is the best chance to upset somebody today?
Yeah, I like Oral Roberts. I don't know if you saw this on Twitter. There comes a time in life where you can bet on a team with Oral in the name, and you can also fade Duke in the same game, and you really can't pass up those types of opportunities. You really can't. So that's like a locked and loaded betting system that I have. So Oral Roberts is one, and in all seriousness, Randall likes them, and that's really all I need to hear about. And then there was another one. Keep scrolling. Calder Charleston.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. Those kids in San Diego can't travel. That's like they have to go across the country. It's way too far.
California kids soft? Is that the lesson here?
Well, the lesson here is that they have to travel across the country and play a team that's used to. I think they're playing in North Carolina, if I remember correctly, something like that.
Oh, so not a far trip. We can look that up. We've got the time.
Not a far trip. And to your point about the play-in games, it's not really part of March Madness. So I would argue that you're starting with a clean slate. You're 0-0.
I'll take it if you're going to give it to me.
If it worked in your favor, then they would have counted. But since it didn't,
right? Then we're clean in the slate. No, I love that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Charleston and San Diego State is taking place in Orlando, Florida, at Amway Center.
Okay, so got
a stone's
not
throw.
North Carolina, but still East Coast.
Yeah, a stone's throw for Charleston.
Yeah,
really not that
much.
far at all. Well, in that case, we're starting from scratch, so I love that idea. So anything you've seen from me on Twitter, forget it. We are 1 for 1 right now. Maryland up $3.50. We're going to a break. It's 32-30 Maryland at halftime. So Maryland, the underdog. We got them at 46 per share, which was plus 115 coming in. They're now up to 350. But I would say, I know you're watching this game too, Matt. I would say they really controlled it the last 7-8 minutes of that first half. I think we're going to hold to this one, but we're counting.
I think we should.
I think we're counting it. It's 1-1. We got one.
We are counting it. I forget if this is a functionality. Can you track movement on the app, how
as it progresses through the game?
Yeah.
It's coming.
Okay.
It's coming. So the end goal here is to make it look basically exactly like a stock trading app, to where you'll be able to kind of see the ebbs and flows. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Because to your point, West Virginia was up at 8, I think, at most at one point in the first half. So I'd be curious just to see where it's come from to where now, like you said, they're leading. And I will say, West Virginia was one of my favorite plays in this game. So I don't love what I'm seeing here, but we still got a whole half to play.
Yikes on bikes. Well, are you guys doing a sweat today?
We are doing a sweat today.
Can you give us a little preview? Is that okay? Is that kosher?
So I don't look specifically for the bangers for Sweat the Bet. I don't look until a half hour before, because if I find something I like now, the lines are going to change and everyone's going to be mad at me. So it's not a cop out. I literally don't know.
No. I totally get it. I mean, we use all the tools here. We use Odds Jam. We use Unabated as well. I totally get it, especially when you're such, you're so focused on finding a market edge, right? And Alex Monahan does this all the time. He'll tweet something out, and then the entire thread below him is just people complaining about how they can't get it. So I totally get it.
Yeah. People act like I change it. I tweet it out, and then I manually hey, FanDuel, change the line on this, please. They act like I'm responsible for the line changing.
Right. right. Like you work at the book.
Yes,
right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Correct.
No. Totally get it. I love getting that too. The only difference is I do work at the book. But I have literally no say.
But you also don't change the lines. So
but believe me, they don't want me anywhere near the lines. Yeah. They just want me here in the studio. Good.
I wanted to mention this at the beginning. Love the jersey. Love it. You gotta shout out to
Thank you. Lynn Greer. This is a jersey from 2002. Pepe Sanchez led the Owls to the Elite Eight. Lynn Greer, one of the best point guards in Temple history. I have to wear a Lynn Greer jersey from 20 years ago because Temple has been relevant in 15 years. So this is my
Villanova this year.
Great. The Villanova team that lost in the first round of the NIT. That's awesome.
And they beat Houston too.
They did. They were the only team to beat Houston in conference this year.
Yeah, there you go. So you always have that.
So Temple got rid of Aaron McKee the other day, former Temple great and former Sixth Man of the Year for the Sixers, just a Philly legend. Got rid of him. He I think was 26-29 in 4 years, or maybe 36-39. He's the first Temple coach in 110 years to have a losing record.
That's insane.
Yeah. And this isn't
That's
just
crazy.
like, oh, they've only had like 3 coaches. They've had 3 coaches who coached for a long time, and Fran Dunphy, John Chaney, Harry Litwack. But yeah, the last coach to do it coached for like 2 years, was booted out in 1913, and they are the only 2 coaches in Temple history to have losing records. We're in commercial. We're talking about this at length because both games are in commercials right now.
Yeah, and everybody remembers that 1913 team.
Well, hard to forget.
Exactly.
Historians have said it's the best team located on North Broad Street that year.
Yeah,
So,
a lot of people have been saying that. Yeah, that's true.
It's true. Written in stone.
Yeah.
So we're also looking at Furman here. Furman, I can't believe Furman was only plus 195. I can't say I know much about the Furmans other than I love the Furmans. Actually, Alex Kane, our CEO, just told me where Furman is located. I had no idea.
Where is it located?
I don't remember what he said.
But he did say it.
How's that for live streaming? He did tell me. No, he told me. I just don't remember what he said.
Yeah, that's fair.
So just 31.5 right now, plus 213, and it's only a 4-point game.
I was gonna say I'm surprised that that's not in the green because they were down. I think you said like 9 or 7 at one point. They were
down 17-10. Yeah,
and just like that, they're down a little bit. Furman was one of my, but their spread, the Furman spread was one of my plays, plus 5.5.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, just like that, like, down 1.
Just like UVA. Sure, they did win a national title, but I'm always gonna remember them for choking in March.
So we have them at plus 5.5. So not as good of a number, but plus 113.
I don't hate that.
Yeah. I mean, plus money, right?
Plus money. Yeah.
Right. Is John still on that? Is John Heislop decreed that he is now only making plus money bets? Is that true?
He's walked that back a little bit. He learned that sometimes it's hard to only limit yourself to a certain thing, like only plus money or only whatever. So
that does make it tough.
Yeah. It's a little bit limiting, but
that does
whenever
make
he
it tough.
does have one that's plus money, then he will say only plus money, of course.
Did he win his he had a double play last night? That was what, plus 1,400 or something like that?
Yeah. I don't know what it ended up at, but I know it didn't hit because I bet it and it lost.
Oh. Whoops. Okay, then nobody had some good bangers yesterday.
Mine
apologies. Oh, well, you did. Okay. Well, I stole your one that lost by $1 million. I think we were both on the under 134 Nevada, Arizona State last night.
Yeah.
And I said it first, and you were like, all right, you can have it, which ended up being, great job for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me check on the Furman thing here. It's 21-20 Virginia. I'm going to check in here with the powers that be, just make sure that we're getting an accurate look here.
Yeah.
On the money line.
I guess it's halftime, so that Maryland won. Do you see, just curious, like a lot of movement during like halftime?
No. I would say we see almost no movement at halftime. I mean, it's all based on probability, right? So it's not necessarily like the probability of a team winning or losing is not going to change in the locker room, as opposed to like if we see a lot of action on one side, like at a book, right? Like they may adjust the odds.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, just because it's more probability based, so we're not going to see really any movement whatsoever.
Yeah, that makes sense. So did you do did you do a bracket this year?
I did.
Yeah, do you remember your Final Four?
Yeah, let me pull it up real quick.
Yeah, do what you got to do.
I can tell you that, frankly, I don't watch a ton of college basketball anymore. People over 30 will know this. Like, you just got to give some things back, and as you gain more responsibility. And I would say one of the first things to go, because Temple hasn't been good in like 12, 13 years, college basketball was definitely one of them. Now, they were like top 15, 18 when I was in school. The entire time I was in school, they just kept losing in the first round of the tournament, which wasn't frustrating at all. Certainly didn't lead to a breakup my senior year, or me being forcibly removed from several bars.
Of course not. No,
one in Denver, actually, consequently. One in Denver, one in Green Bay, Wisconsin. So, I don't discriminate. We're all over. Mr. Worldwide, as I've been called.
Yeah, a lot of, for me, it was hard for me to care about the Phillies for the longest time.
Yeah.
Because they were so bad for so long. But this playoff run, I'm all the way back in.
Yeah. As long as they can hold down the fort, right, until Bryce comes back around the All-Star break, I like it. Okay, that was great vamping. That was unbelievable time filling. The brackets up. So I have Texas, Kansas, Arizona, and Marquette. I know it's not. It's a sexy line in terms of ones and twos. I just couldn't bring myself to put like Memphis or Tennessee. Now I do have Memphis upsetting Purdue.
Okay.
I just couldn't put any of them in. UCLA's got 2 guys who are hurt. I just couldn't foresee that. I think Houston has like a pretty easy draw. I like Drake over Miami. I like Drake to also beat IU. Houston to get to the Elite Eight, I have them beating Northern Kentucky, Iowa, Drake.
It's a pretty easy route.
Yeah, and then losing to Kansas or to Texas rather. So
yeah, I have this feels like, again, I'm with you. I don't follow college basketball super close, but this felt like a year where like I've never been less confident in the 1 seeds.
Yeah, interesting. Okay.
So I don't have a single 1 seed in my Final Four just because I felt like going a little crazy. I had Arizona, Texas, Gonzaga, and Tennessee.
So my only problem with Tennessee is their head coach.
It's fair. Rick Barnes, right?
What's Rick Barnes' tournament record? I mean, I can't tell you how many times he just flames out. And that's just me maybe projecting my own insecurities on Rick Barnes because I don't watch Tennessee. But I can tell you that this dude is just consistently underwhelming come March.
That's fair. All it takes is one. UVA underwhelmed every year in the tournament.
That's true.
I guess Bill Self did win back in like 07 or 08 or something, but like he was known for someone that couldn't get it done.
Yeah,
for the longest time.
Yeah, and then won another one last year. Actually, you know what's funny? I had completely forgotten Kansas won the national championship until like late February of this year.
Yeah. It was like everybody remembers UNC Duke. Like that's the thing. Like it was UNC. They can still celebrate like they won the national title because they beat Duke in the Final Four.
So UNC or UVA rather 27-22. Furman down 650. We've got updated numbers here on the show.
Yeah.
It's going to take. Yeah, it's going to take some magic here in order for my Furmans to get over the hump here of 31% here is our.
Is your number?
My number here.
Yeah, it's still early. You know, it's only 2 games are live right now. I guess the Utah State one is starting soon.
Yeah, that's it. We don't have one until I think 1:40. The other one is in halftime.
Oh, okay. I thought that.
1:40. Yeah, Utah State. Yeah, yep. So this is the only game on right now.
1 for 1.
Yeah, we're 1 for 1, and that's all that matters. I have a feeling, an inkling that we're going to be 1 for 2. We've got you here, Matt. I want to play a promo real quick because, again, why not? So stick with us through the promo. What is Battle Bets? We give 2 bettors $100 each and 25 minutes to see who can make the most money live betting the tournament. 8 players will live bet their way to the $1,000 grand prize to decide who is the first Battle Bets champion. If you could grade my game show announcer voice.
Was that you?
Yeah.
Really? I was literally going to say how disappointing it was that wasn't your voice. Did you have some sort of audio mixer on there? It did not sound like you did a pretty good job throwing your voice.
No, I just throw it around. I'm like a Chris Cornell out here.
Is that your TV voice? You used to be on TV, right? In a previous life?
I was in a previous life. Now I'm on the internet, but I was previously on TV. No, yeah. This is my TV voice.
Your current voice is your TV voice?
Yeah, I couldn't stand people who would go on air and do this and live from Center City, Dan Koob, CBS 3 Eyewitness News. I just couldn't, and plenty of people do it. I couldn't stand it. I hated it. I was like, why are we just lying to folks all the time about who we are? Come on, be yourself.
Yeah, it feels fake.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't been on TV yet in my life, so maybe I'll have a TV voice and I don't even know it.
I think you do.
I'm probably one of those fake people.
Yeah. So that's Battle Bets. We're going to be doing that tomorrow. 8 people, $1,000 grand prize. It's going to be awesome. 25 minutes. We give everybody $100, and they have 25 minutes to basically outbet the other person and move on in the tournament. We're going to have a huge F1 style championship celebration in the office. The interns will be here overnight cleaning, which is great. That's why we pay them. We do pay our interns. So
I was going to say, good for you.
Yeah, kudos to us. I received $0 for all my internships when I was their age, and they're getting paid to clean. So thanks to Will, who I hope is watching this. Yeah, so that's going to be a lot of fun. We hope you tune in. That's going to be going on basically all day. Are you guys
Yeah.
doing a Sweat Friday too?
Yeah. I was gonna say you got to do that in Colorado when you guys come live here in over the summer.
Yeah, we'd love to. I mean, hopefully it does well and we're able to kind of figure it out to the point where, if it's a slow Thursday during MLB season, right? Let's just say there are a couple business person specials out there. We could have 5-6 baseball games on at a time, and we could do battle bets on like a Thursday afternoon. It'd be awesome.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Yeah, and as long as we'll be in Colorado, right, as you mentioned. So the goal is to launch end of the summer in Colorado. I don't think that's a secret at this point. And as long as you can use your Sport Trade account, we'll get you on there.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And
then people can just play the $100 however they see fit. Like if they wanted to put it on one game and just put all their eggs in one basket, they could.
Yeah, they can do whatever they want. The only stipulation is they have to spend at least half their bankroll within the first 10 minutes. That way, we don't have people just kind of like sitting on their money, right?
And everybody ends up down, and that person didn't play anything. So
right. We just don't want someone being like, all right, well, if I have $100, I'm going to bet that you're going to lose money in 25 minutes, so I'm just not going to do anything. So we don't want that to happen. We want people to play it fairly.
Yeah,
so,
you got to do it in earnest.
Yeah, so we're going to have a good mix of like power users. We're going to have complete novices, and then we're going to have some influencers as well. Who are going to come on and help us spread the message, right? Because that's part of the job too when you work for a startup. 29-22 UVA against Furman here. Furman a 3 from the court. That looked like somebody from my Cherry Hill basketball league. That was disgusting. Furman down 8, as you can see. I appreciate that you really enjoyed the basketball updates. Now, I think you're being sincere. I don't know if that's true.
No, 100% am being sincere. I love it. I live for stuff like that. I mean, come on. We got to hold on to our athletic part of our lives for as long as possible.
This is what I kept telling my wife, and she was like, you never had that chapter, so I don't know what you're reclaiming. It's a ton of fun. I stopped updating it because I just got so tired of demeaning myself on the internet. I don't need help doing it. But yeah, it was just an absolute joke. I actually couldn't even end up going to the last game because I injured myself working out a couple days before. Couldn't even go to the last game. Just pathetic. Pathetic. I'm aging in dog years. 31-24 Virginia right now. Let me ask you. So you gave us your Final Four. Who's going to win?
So someone, I don't know if you're familiar with Dimitri's Bangers on the
I'm familiar with the DMs. Yes.
Yeah. I don't know if you just lost me. If you can still hear me.
Nope, I got you. Sorry, it's a stupid little thing.
Okay.
I got you.
Well, Dimitri came on, and I forget his logic. To be honest, it's very difficult to follow. All I know is that even though I don't think he's won a single bet that he's come on and given on the show. I know that means he's due.
Of course. Yeah.
And his pick was Texas. So long story short, I was backing Dimitri, and I put Texas in my to win it. Yeah, to win it straight up.
Gotcha. Okay. We have some comments. Night Owl, our guy Night Owl, always commenting, says, hey guys, these promotions are killing me. You're going to force me to switch to Apple. Android is taking a while. And he also said he used to live in Manitoua Springs, Manitoua, Colorado. Is that ringing any bells there, Matt?
Could you spell that for me?
Yeah, Manitou. I'm sure I'm just like completely butchering that. He also commented this 20 minutes ago. So sorry, Night Owl. I totally missed it.
I've never heard of it. And let's see. It is, it's pretty far south. So
big state.
So no, I have never heard of it. I'm sure it's a great area. People, but unfortunately, I'm a newbie to Colorado. I just moved here in July. So everybody in the state probably knows it.
Yeah. Well, sorry, Night Owl. Totally missed your comment there, but he watches almost every stream, so we appreciate it. Yeah, Android's coming. At last check, I'm going to say May. We're going to have Android up and running, which is great because a lot of our users would love to use the app, but to this point haven't been able to. I've been to Colorado a handful of times. I will say the first time I ever went to Denver, I was living in Grand Island, Nebraska. Lovely. And it was a short 7-hour drive. And being from the East Coast, that's just not something we do. But people there were like, no, it's only 7 hours. We'll just leave at like 6 and then we'll get there for lunch. And I said, you're insane. Why would we ever do that? But we did it, and it happened to be St. Patrick's Day, and that was the last thing I remember about being in Denver, except for when I was removed from a bar.
Got kicked out from a bar. What were you doing in Nebraska?
I was working. My first job in TV. I was a reporter for a Grand Island, Nebraska station.
Obviously.
Yeah, right. KLIN TV. We used to cover things like a stop sign was put in today, or like the Olive Garden is now open. That was 2 days in a row. The top story, the Olive Garden had opened. And that's just what we did. So all we ever did was just do the news and go to bars because none of us were from there. None of us knew anybody. And that's the story of local television when you're 21. 32-27 here, approaching the end of the first half between Virginia and Furman. As you can see, Furman's still just down $5. It's a slow roll here. We're still at halftime between Maryland and West Virginia.
Long halftime, yeah.
Long halftime. Very long. I'm sorry. I know I asked you this, and I feel like I cut you off. Who did you have winning the Natty?
Texas, because of Dimitri.
Right. Oh, yeah. So any good Dimitri bangers? I know yesterday I think he had a good one, right?
Yeah, it was. I can't remember what it was. John said that it was the first one that he gave him that actually had like real reasons, not like the kind of jokey reasons that he gives. I honestly don't remember if it hit or not. I look forward to the updates because I don't really track as much of John or Jordan's unless I like personally bet them myself. So
sure. I
don't remember how it went, but my favorite one was the Bruce Springsteen one. I don't know if you tuned into that where he was, and like he said like Bruce Springsteen was going to a game in Jersey. And then we had like proof via social media that he was actually in Portland, like could not have been farther away while still being in the contiguous United States.
No, that one was great. There was another one about a coach loving aviation so much that he would be distracted in the game. It was somebody playing in Dayton, right?
Yeah, that was a good one. The John Wilkes Booth one was great.
Oh, that was the best one. Yeah.
Yeah, that one I think
was the best. Let me see if I can find that one real quick. I know you're it's almost walk-in time. But let me.
Dogs are chomping at the bit.
Of course, they are. What kind of dogs, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, I have one that was a COVID pup rescued right at the height of COVID. I was like,
sure.
I'm gonna be home for a couple months. Yeah, I'm getting a dog.
Yeah.
So he's I don't really know exactly his lineage. Great pup. Scared of everything. The most anxious pup I've ever met, but a total sweetheart. I think I've mentioned this. Named after Carson Wentz, which is just very upsetting.
We have discussed this. Yeah.
Yeah. And then all my friends call him Jalen now, though, which is funny.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then my other pup we got about a year and a half ago, chocolate lab, just straight up chocolate lab, not adopted, just or not rescued, but named JoJo.
Love that. For Joelle?
She's great. Yeah. So it worked out because I obviously wanted to name her after some Philly athlete. So I just basically gave my girlfriend just ran through the list of popular Philly athletes and just was like, any of these you like? And I guess her favorite bachelorette was JoJo.
Of course. She just married Jordan Rogers.
Yeah,
yes, of course.
There you go. So she liked JoJo for her reasons. I like JoJo for my reasons. So it worked out.
Close personal friend. Congratulations to the Rogers. The Rogerses.
Jordan Rogers?
Yeah. Close personal friend. Very good friend.
Really?
Well, slightly.
I mean, but you actually know him. Like you're not being facetious. Like you actually
I know the Rogers.
Nice.
I know
That's
them.
Cool.
Yeah, it's fine. Not a big fan of the Aaron guy, but the rest of them are great. I covered the Packers for several years and just wasn't a big fan.
That was tough.
Yeah, let's put it that way. Not a big fan. I can't find. I mean, there's so many bangers that find themselves in John's DMs that he tweets out.
I know, it's tough.
That I'm having a hard time tracking down the John Wilkes Booth one. But that one was absolutely amazing. So maybe a more interested party can go figure that one out. Yeah,
hilarious.
So great. Yeah. Well, Matt, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it. Not a ton of action. Maryland, West Virginia now finally back in action as Virginia Furman goes to half. But such is life here. Another game kicking off here in about 10 minutes. Follow Matt Modi. If you haven't already, Jedi Modi on Pickett, right? And also Twitter?
Twitter at Jedi Modi, Pickett at @OTGM_Matt.
Of course. Yes. All right. Thanks for cleaning that up for me.
No
do that. And of course, listen to the Daily Sweat every day at 3:30 on Twitter Spaces. It's a ton of fun. And even if the bets don't hit, which is rare, very rarely do the bets not hit. But it's great to hang out with you guys. And I appreciate hanging out with us.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you having me, Dan. Dan the man. I'm sure you've never heard that in your life.
No, first time, long
Yeah,
time. Yeah.
yeah. All right, man. Have a good one.
All right, see you, Matt. All right, thanks to Matt Modi for hopping on with us. We're gonna switch the screens here. Perfect. Okay. So we're hanging out. So we've got a special guest coming in studio here around 2:00 from Husky Park Television. Our main man, Eddie, is going to join us. Alex Kane's going to join us at some point as well. And we're just going to hang out. We're going to hang out in live trade. So Maryland is back in action. 32-31 in favor of the Terps. We're up $5 on that trade right now. Furman down $6.50 at the break, and we are about 8 minutes away from tip-off between Utah State and Missouri. Now, I mentioned with Matt that I'm taking underdogs only here in the first round. We're going to see how many underdogs become profitable. But I got to admit, I was really hoping that Utah State would be the underdog because I think Utah State's going to win that game easily. So we'll see what happens. But put one in the books here for Maryland being profitable. So we're 1 for 1 on tournament underdogs reaching some sort of profitability. Furman, we'll see. They got to get to 31 was their pregame price. Looks like we have an injury between Maryland and West Virginia. We're also going to have Tommy Viola from Unabated joining us a little later in the show, and then we'll wrap things up later this afternoon with Anita Marks, who will join us and give us all of her plays. Anita Marks also on Pickett. I know Matt was just talking about being on Pickett. Anita's on there as well now. So this is what we would call an unbalanced screen. There's nobody right here. Perhaps somebody will come fill the void. 34-31 Maryland. Again, the only game on the board right now. And then we really start to get rolling. So Utah State, Missouri's at 140. Howard and Kansas tips off at 2. And we've got Howard at $4.50. So the higher seeds are what's really interesting to me because they start at such a low price per share, like Corpus Christi, $3.50 against Alabama. Now, I don't think they're going to win, but is it possible they can get over a 4.5% chance to win? They're going to have to stay competitive probably through the second half, but it stands within reason. After that, Charleston and San Diego State. Thrilled to have gotten Charleston at $32 per share. I think that game's going to be really competitive. I think it's going to be very close. I think there's a chance that if Charleston doesn't win outright, they can get out to at least about 60 at some point during the game. We would damn near double up our money there. And then the show will probably wrap up prior to Princeton and Arizona at 4:10. And then Illinois, Arkansas at 4:30. So we'll have at least 6 games going on while we're on the stream today. But right now, one in action, one about to tip off. Maryland now up 11. So there we go. Maryland's up 4 on the scoreboard, but up 11 on our scoreboard. That's what we love to see. Profitability. You don't always have to win on Sport Trade. That's what's so great about it. You just have to make some money, ground out some cash. That's what it's all about. Feel free to hop into the chat here. Again, Night Owl, we appreciate you hanging out earlier. Sorry I missed you. For whatever reason, maybe if somebody else uses Streamlabs, you could help me out with this. I don't really know what the deal is, but whenever we navigate away from somebody coming on the show, for whatever reason, it just goes away from them, as you noticed with Matt there. So, not great. We'll iron it out. So they've gone to the scores table. It's Maryland 35, West Virginia 31. Furman, UVA at half, 32-27. We'll take a look at the board again. And what's really awesome here in our futures markets here, Houston, the favorite at $16.50, Alabama at $14.50. That drops off a little bit. Gonzaga, a 3 seed at 7. Kansas at 7. Texas at 7, Arizona at 6.5, UCLA at 6.5, Purdue 6, Connecticut 4, Baylor 3.5. So a lot of opportunities here to grab some people. And the best part about it is, these teams don't have to win the national championship. We have a trader, a bettor on Sport Trade, who has over 200 shares of Virginia to win the national championship. Now, they got it at 64 cents on average. And at last check, Virginia, I believe, was only 80 cents. Now they're playing now, so that may have gone up a little bit. Let's see. Now I can't find them, of course. It may be. Oops. Yeah, they're at 80 cents per share. So that bettor has made, I believe, like $33 just by virtue of having them. Let's see. Do we need to update YouTube TV here in order to ensure that we're seeing all the games? Looks like we got it. So 1 game and a half, and an extended break here between Maryland and West Virginia. Perfectly timed, if you ask me. Perfectly timed as we're on a live stream. Feel free to hop in to the conversation. You can even hop on the show. I'll send you the Google Meets link. I don't care. We'll talk basketball. Talk bets. What you're doing. Again, we have like 6 games, I think, that'll be going on as we're on with you here. We're on YouTube. We're on Twitch. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. So feel free to come hang out. There you go. I'm watching myself on Twitch right now. We have 1 viewer on Twitch. Hello there. Feel free to comment. Tell us what's going on. Back in action here. Maryland just hit a 3. So we're looking pretty good here. Maryland and West Virginia. 38-31. We're about 2 minutes away from tip-off between Utah State and Missouri, the 10-7 matchup. West Virginia gets 1 and the foul. Around 2 o'clock, we're going to have our buddy Eddie coming in here, hanging out. Let's see what Alex is up to, see if he wants to come hang out. Chance for West Virginia here to cut it to 4. So we were talking to Matt Modi a little earlier. He's got Texas winning the national championship. I like Arizona to win the national championship. It's like UCLA has too many injuries. It's really hard to just trust Gonzaga, I find. So no real interest there. Let's see. I'm trying to pull up my bracket here. So I got a bunch of upsets here in the first round. I do have Maryland winning this one, so shout out to me. Charleston over San Diego State. Utah State over Missouri. Drake over Miami and also over Indiana. Pittsburgh over Iowa State. Penn State over Texas A&M. VCU over St. Mary's. Iona over UConn, so VCU going to the Sweet 16. TCU is a 6. So that's not an upset. Boise over Northwestern. USC over Michigan State. Clearly, I like the 10s. Oral Roberts over Duke. So a real cornucopia, real plethora there. West Virginia fighting back here. Really fighting back. It's like Edwin Diaz having a Torres patellar tendon in his right knee. That sucks. if you're a Mets fan. So 38-37. Let's see if we have reached tip-off of Utah State. Doesn't look like it. Let's see. Oh, we've literally just tipped off between Utah State and Missouri. So let's see if YouTube TV will do us the favor of putting it up on the multi-screen. Doesn't look like it. Technology, man, you know? All I wanted is to be able to watch all of it. That's all. Okay, are they pairing them? It's all very confusing. We're very confused. We've got Maryland, West Virginia, and it looks like they're pairing Utah State, Missouri, and Kansas, Howard. I just want to watch them in a quad box. Why can't I quad box them? That's all I want out of life. All right, well, we'll do the best we can here. Make sure we're following everything for you. 38-37, Maryland against West Virginia. Shuttling things around. Thanks, Lord Lyle, for that offer to do something in the chat. Much appreciated. I don't know what you're offering. Something about offering channel viewers, followers, views, chatbots. Price is lower than any competitor. Quality is guaranteed. Thanks so much, Lord Lyle. I'm going to go ahead and say no thanks. Now Maryland has completely flipped. We are at $11 up. Now down $9.50. We've seen better days. That's okay. Four to 2, Utah State and Missouri. 38-40, West Virginia, Maryland. Furman and Virginia is at half. So those are your 3 games. And then Howard and Kansas is coming online in about 15 more minutes. I'm going to take a seat. Oh, and I'll adjust this shot so I don't look too tiny. There we go. What? That didn't look good. We'll do that. That works. Nothing like adjusting screens live on television. Well, web. So Maryland's now down 19.5. Terps were up 11. Now down 41-38. And things have been better. $15.55 left here in the second between Maryland and West Virginia. Missouri's up 7-4 on Utah State. Oh, man, West Virginia, another 3. 44-38. We're down 18.5 on Maryland. There was a time where I was considering West Virginia minus 5.5 in this game, but decided against it. So 38-44, West Virginia's up there. Maryland now down 19. Furman down 6.5 at the break. Missouri's up $4. So there we go. Missouri's up. That's 2 for 2. 2 for 2 on underdogs. Make sure we write that down. I'm going to make note of it right now. Underdogs that are profitable. Maryland was up $11 at one point. Missouri now up $9.50. And then it doesn't look like Furman. I don't know about Furman. Furman has been down basically the whole time. $6.50. Again, that game still at halftime. We'll have Tommy Viola coming up from Unabated. He'll join us in a little bit. We'll also have Anita Marks. We'll have a special guest, our guy Eddie from Husky Park TV. He's going to be joining us pretty soon. You're watching us in the man cave here. Well, the man cave. In the content cave, I should say. Sorry. The content cave here at Sport Trade. 3 games on right now. Missouri, Utah State, Furman, Virginia, West Virginia, and Maryland. And we are live trading, as you can see, to my right. Maryland was up. Now we're getting crushed. Furman down. Missouri up. But again, we're tracking profitability. You could have gotten out on Maryland up $11. So we got them at 46, up 11. So they were at 57, selling at 57 at one point. Missouri right now in the green. Got them at 48, now at 57.5. So this is what we're talking about. We're talking about betting on Sport Trade during the tournament. There's angles to be profitable all over the place. Let's see. Yeah. Furman had a nice little run there. They were down 21-20 at one point in the first half. But UVA kind of pulling away. Scoring a lot for UVA in a first half. 32 points, not usually an offensive powerhouse. So again, adjust the screen. I look a lot shorter than I am in real life. There you go. That'll work. Then we'll see if Alex Kane may be joining us shortly. Maryland, West Virginia coming out of a timeout. All the other games were in timeouts as well right now. Again, don't miss out on Battle Bets tomorrow, right from Studio S. It's going to be a great time. 8 people vying for $1,000 grand prize. We give them we give them 25 minutes. They get $100 and 25 minutes to outbet each other, betting on the tournament. It's going to be a great time. I'll be your host. We'll have 8 actual Sport Trade users who love the app. We're going to come in and they're going to live bet the slate. We'll start at 2 o'clock. So Battle Bets will begin at 2 o'clock. And it will run basically most of the day. So get your basketball fill in now, and then be ready to watch some Battle Bets coming up tomorrow. Whole different setup from everything you've seen here right now. It's going to be all different. Finally getting some action here. Missouri 12, Utah State 6, 15 minutes to go in the first half there. West Virginia 47, Maryland 41 with 14 minutes to go in the second half. Looks like we're just coming out of another break elsewhere. This is Virginia and Furman, I believe, finally coming out of halftime. Furman just 35% shooting in the first half, 4 of 14 from 3. Virginia's only taken 2 threes. They have not hit one, but outscoring Furman in the paint 16-8. Maryland's got to make something happen here. They really control the pace at the end of the first half, but right now West Virginia has come out of the locker room a much better team. Maryland now down $20 on their original price of $46. Again, they were up as much as 11. So we are counting how profitable a team can be for you. So we're going to count it as one, despite the fact that it's not trending in the right direction. Missouri up 14-6. So if we wanted to, we could cash that out right now. Take our $14. And I think I might actually do it because we missed out on the $11 from Maryland. So I'm going to do that. Take my screenshot here of Missouri. Now up 17. $17 is Missouri. Oh, Utah State. Caught one on the head there. So Utah State up 17. We're going to sell out of that. There you go. We're out on Missouri. Now, they could end up winning. We end up missing out on a little bit of profit there. But at the end of the day, the goal is to be profitable. So we'll take $17 for sure. So we'll write that down. Up $17. 152. We have another game starting here at 2. It's Howard and it's Kansas. The 2 o'clock start on TBS. Looks like it's going to be on our screen on the left here. Yes, it will be. So we'll have 4 games on. It'll be quad boxing. So wrapping up our first of 3 hours here. Again, we'll have some guests coming on at 2, 2:30, 3. And then we'll wrap things up with Anita Marks later this afternoon. So Furman, Virginia, 5-point game there, 30 seconds into the second half. West Virginia and Maryland, just a 6-point game with 13 minutes to go in the second half. Early first half action, Missouri 14, Utah State 6. Now you're hearing this and you're hearing me give a lot of the scores out. This is what Battle Bets is going to look like tomorrow. We're going to have games close to ending. We're going to have games in the second half. We're going to have games in the first half. And people will have to live bet all these games, and whoever makes the most money in that 25 minutes is going to end up walking away a winner. Ultimately, the winner of the tournament will win $1,000. And that'll be a lot of fun. Kansas in layup lines right now. The top-seeded Jayhawks scheduled to take on 16-seed Howard in the West region. This game in Des Moines, Iowa, scheduled to start at 2 o'clock Eastern. Again, we'll go to the board. We sold out of Missouri. Missouri was up $17. So we made $17 on Missouri. Let's go to our orders and our trades. So we made $16.66 there. Again, we had a real opportunity to trade out of Maryland, and we should have. We should have taken our $11 or whatever on them. Didn't do it. That's okay. Thanks to everyone at Sport Trade for retweeting this. And Anita, thanks to all you guys. Much appreciated. If anybody wants to come into the studio, anybody watching out there, just come hang out and watch sports. Please do. Not everyone likes to be on camera. I get it. I understand. I'm a ham. Therefore, this is my career. A couple more games getting ready to start. 14-8 Missouri right now. Tons of time left. Just tons of time left. We are watching Maryland. Maryland down 6, 11:40 to go in the second half. We're just hoping to get some profit out of this one. As you can see, now down 26-5. Obviously, our feed is a little faster than what we're seeing on the television, so presumably West Virginia scores here, and they do. So 8-point game now, 51-43, 11:24 remaining in the second half there. Virginia has extended their lead over Furman. They've scored the first 4 points of the second half. They're up 36-27 with 18 minutes to go in that ballgame there. 3 from the top of the key from Furman is no good. Virginia's pack line defense doing it again against the 13th seeded Furmans. I don't know what their mascot is. There was some discussion, I'll say, about Furman potentially upsetting Virginia, but the Cavs doing a really nice job here guarding against that. I'd be curious to know, and I can't say I follow Virginia closely enough, but I'd be curious to know if they've lost a first-round tournament game since losing to UMBC all those years ago. I can't say that I know. Oh, great follow for Virginia. They now push their lead to 8 or to 11 rather. So I don't think Furman's going to reach any sort of profitability here. Down 15. Again, we're taking every single underdog and we're looking to see if they will all return profit. But this looks like our first absolute loser of the day. We're 2 for 1 though. 2 for 1 on the day so far in Maryland and Missouri. We're both up. Now, we didn't cash out on Maryland. That's okay. We did cash out on Missouri. So Maryland looks like a dog right now. Down $26.50, $19.50 per share. But Missouri's up 16-10 here. 12:22 left in the first. Again, coming up, we've got Alex Kane. He's going to stop in. We've got Eddie, our guy from Baines, Husky Park Television. Tens of thousands of followers. He's an amazing trackside reporter for motocross all across the country. You can see him all across the country every single weekend, it seems. Then we'll have Tommy Viola from Unabated joining us. Anita Marks from ESPN and various shows here will also join us. Furman really working it around. Can't get the 3 to drop. So still a 10-point game. Virginia up 40-30. Couple games and timeouts here. 3 minutes away from Kansas and Howard starting on, I think it's on TBS. So welcome to True TV awareness season. True TV getting Virginia and Furman today. Taking a look at the board here. Howard's only at $4.50. Do we think the Bison can eke out a little profit here? They went 22-12 during the regular season. They lost to Kentucky by 32. They lost to VCU by 10, looking for tournament teams. They lost to, that might be it for tournament teams. They lost to James Madison by 25. Not great. Not what you want to see. They did win their conference tournament, the MEAC, a 1-point win over Norfolk State, who they beat 3 times this year. So I don't know if we're going to get over $4.50. We'll see. I'm not entirely sure. We'll see, though. West Virginia starting to pull away here from Maryland, 51-43. Again, Maryland was at 1 point up, but to no avail right now. Oh, there you go. And 1 for Maryland. A little life from the Terps. 51-43 there. 42-30 Virginia. Furman just called a timeout. We're in commercial elsewhere. Although it looks like we're in pregame introductions for Kansas and Howard. Kansas 27-7. A lot of people like the Jayhawks to repeat, which has not been done since the Florida Gators in 2006-2007. Come on in. Alex Kane.
What's up, brother?
Joining us. Grab a seat.
How's it going?
I think, the chair's over here. Let me shift chairs.
Chair swap.
Yep. This is kind of like Jimmy Kimmel, I feel
You have Maryland,
we're taking all underdogs right now.
so that would who was it?
So we
Technically,
have-
it was West Virginia. Or no?
It was Maryland.
Oh, okay.
So Maryland was up. We're seeing how many underdogs will end up at one point being profitable. And Maryland was up $11 earlier. So that one counts, in my opinion.
Yep. And, and you sold.
We did not.
Oh.
So, my fault. But we were able to sell out of Missouri, up 17 on Utah State. So they were up $17. So we sold out of that. We've got Furman, which has yet to cross profitability.
What do you get them at? What's their price?
So Furman was 31, and they never quite made it. So and
Did you take the under in that game?
This is all money lines.
Okay.
We
Because
can.
Virginia just doesn't score points.
That's true. Which I think that game is still only. I mean, it's been in and out of break so many times. It's been a little frustrating to follow. 42-30. I don't know what the line was though, but we can talk about how much liquidity we have on it. Let's go digging. Let's see. The total here couple listed totals, but 133.5. The over is trading at $25.
Wow. Yeah, it's closer now to 123.5. Is the under is $43. Yeah.
Yeah. Live line. There you have it.
Yep.
So Furman on the money line down 20.50 here. Probably not going to do anything for us. That's okay.
Yep.
I'm really interested to see how the exchange moves for a 16 seed, right? So Howard is $4.50.
Yep.
Corpus Christi is $3.50.
Howard's
for a
playing
game.
Kentucky.
Howard is playing Kansas.
And
Corpus Christi is playing Alabama.
Right.
So to get over a $4.50 chance to win, in order for this to be profitable. By the way, Maryland's storming back now down only 3. We'll pull that up for the time being. How long in the game does Howard have to be competitive in order to
make a
have
profit?
More than a 4.5% chance to win the basketball game is my question. I would assume like second half they have to be competitive for a while.
I think you're totally right about that. I think that price of $4 almost kind of prices in that if they start the game on an 8-3 run and there's a timeout, I don't know if that's enough because people are going to be like, well, there's 35 minutes of basketball left. But that gets, and it's going to happen today or tomorrow or both, is like you're going to get that moment where the market realizes like, oh my God, the floor just fell through. The 14 seed's going to win. They're up 8 points with 3 minutes left.
Yeah. I'm very curious to see how, last year this time we talked about how great this is going to be, but now we're actually seeing it.
Yeah.
So I'm very curious to see how this is all going to shake out. The light's in my way. It looks like Virginia's up 42-33 with 15 minutes to go. West Virginia, Maryland. Maryland has now cut it to 2, and yet they're still down $9. So we missed our opportunity last time, Alex, to trade out up 11, but sources are telling me to just stick it out. Just stick it out.
Yeah.
It's a 1-point game, 51-50, West Virginia and Maryland. Kansas and Howard tied at 2. Missouri up 23-16 on Utah State. But we already traded out of that one. I'm actually curious to see if there's an opportunity to buy back in to Missouri.
There's your 7-0 run for Maryland. They were down at 20. Now they're at 42.
Let's go. Okay. Hey, we just made $22.
And a turnover.
And a turnover, chance to take the lead. Oh, that's a foul. Okay. Hot potato.
That was a walk.
Hot potato. A chance for Maryland to take the lead here with 9:49 left. I mean, I was thinking, should I just dump Maryland? But there was like 13 minutes left. And just like that, a 9-0 run.
What's your break even? Like what do you need to get it to?
For Maryland?
To make money?
For Maryland's 46.
Okay. Well, you're getting very close to that.
Close. Very close.
But it's almost like if they pass it, you ride with it because they have the momentum. I don't know.
Yeah, totally. Missouri's up to 62, so a little too rich for my blood. We've already established that they were profitable, which is all I really care about. Again, we're going through the whole tournament betting nothing but underdogs to see how many of them end up being profitable. Right now, the first 4 games, we couldn't bet on Fairleigh Dickinson. Pitt ended up winning outright.
What a game.
Yeah, and then the 2 other ones were complete not so muches. So technically we're 1-2, but if we just wipe the slate clean, we're 2-0. So I say we just do that.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, Maryland has crossed back over, up 50 cents.
Wow.
We got a great promo in the comments here from somebody who wants to offer a promotion of something.
Yep. Order management panel.
Cool. Sounds great. Thank you. Thank you to Lord Lyle.
Dogehype.com.
Go check it out. Free advertisement. 52-51, a 9-0 run here for Maryland in the last 2 minutes, 9 minutes remaining. My least favorite part about the tournament is how the last 2 minutes are going to take a half hour.
Yep.
But intrigue nonetheless. So we have a sport trade little bracket action going on. Did you fill one out?
I did.
Who do you have?
I have Houston beating Marquette.
Interesting. Okay, so you like Houston.
I fell out the bracket
in Houston
in maybe a minute 30. It was like just in like, what were my big up? A VCU. I've always been a VCU fan.
Okay.
And VCU came to St. Joe's about a month ago, and I forget the name of their star player. It's not Chris Mims. I know Chris you remember Mims. Chris Mims.
How could you forget?
I think. I forget.
Okay.
He had like 32 points and 24 rebounds. Like it was ridiculous. They beat Dayton, I think, to win the A10.
Okay.
I think they're a
You mean
12
this
seed.
year?
Yeah.
Yeah, VCU is a 12. Yeah. I
I
have
just
them-
think that's a ding. Like,
yeah.
it's a good team. They run the floor, just like the old days where they played full court press the entire game.
Yeah.
I loved that.
So you must really like Shaka Smart because you have Marquette going to the final.
Shaka Smart, like in 2011, I had picked. They're going to be the only team ever that'll have been in both the first and final four. Like, that's such a cool stat.
That's
they
true.
beat USC,
That's true.
I think, in the first four, and on a buzzer beater.
Right.
Buzzer beater block. Like, USC went to win the game, and the guy blocked it. That game, Bradley Veal, remember him?
Yes. Yeah.
The guard. I forget the guard's name.
I'm not going to remember. I have to pull it up.
Bradford Burgess. That team was so good, and they beat Kansas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And
That's
the-
always the thing, though, right? Like people love upsets. Then you'll get George Mason playing UConn in the Final Four, and you're like, oh, this kind of sucks as they lose by 20.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
Well, VCU
back
lost
and forth.
to I think Drake, right? The 5 seed. That was the year Drake, right?
the same year.
The same year that
Butler. I think
Butler. I meant
Yeah.
Butler.
But I mean, Butler going to back-to-back national championships is maybe the biggest like WTF moment in college basketball history. I think.
Clunked off the iron to win the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was the year they beat VCU.
Gordon Hayward
Gordon Hayward.
clunks it off the old
Of all the teams that were going to beat VCU, really?
Yeah.
Butler?
That team had like 3 or 4 guys who had long careers in the NBA, though.
It's true.
Oh, nice
it's
move.
and
And one. Maryland with a chance to go up. 7:55 remaining in the second.
And we're just holding tight there.
Maryland is now trading at 45, our break-even point 46. So a chance to take the lead there. Meanwhile, Howard locked in a tight contest, tied at 5. Oh, and they get a stop. Let's go, Bison. Oh, could have had a chance for
That
me
was
there.
too saucy of a
That was-
pass.
that was saucy.
That
That
was
was
a little
saucy.
bit. Oh, I like their
Howard.
uniforms.
Howard holding firm here at $4.50.
Right.
Firm and
You're just
down.
going to need such a big move to
Yeah,
be like.
I mean, they're gonna have to go up by like 10.
They go up by 10, they'll be trading 10.
Okay, I like that idea.
It's a 10-10 play.
Yeah, I like
Oh,
that.
he walked.
Oh,
That was-
yeah, we're letting him play early on.
What's your favorite March Madness moment?
I have plenty of that I don't like. My favorite moment. I am a huge sucker. I mean, look, I was a broadcast major. I did the go Howard 3,
What are they now?
8-5.
Are we green?
Nope. We have yet to budge. I mean, I was a broadcast major, so my favorite moments are always tied to like famous calls.
Right.
So one of my favorite is when Ray Allen was on UConn. This might have been in the Big East Championship, actually, when they spread the court for Elamine. Have you ever heard that one? He was spreading the court for Elamine, and then he puts up a shot and he can't get it, and it gets tipped around, and I think it's Vern Lundquist goes like, they tip it around, no, they'll tip, no, and then it comes to Ray Allen, and Ray Allen shoots a fall away from like the free throw line, and he goes, Allen at the buzzer, and he just drops it as the buzzer goes off, and
Wow.
then everyone just loses their complete minds. It's like
Wow.
one of the greatest basketball moments ever. But it always starts that way, like spreading the court for Elamine. It's just like an unbelievable call.
Wow.
One of my favorites. That's why I'm so reluctant to mention anything Jim Nantz does because I just dislike him. But
What about what about Rafferty though?
onions? How can you
Onions.
not- a little smooch. Love Rafferty.
Kiss off the glass.
I love that he's like 85 and he's still out there getting it done.
You know
too.
he just must love it.
I'm a little worried about him and Dickie V. I'm a little worried that they're gonna go the way of Harry Callis and go like, you know what? I'm just gonna die here.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Harry Callis.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Hey, he won his thing in 2008.
He did. He did.
And he
Didn't-
sung High Hopes.
Didn't get a chance to do the 1980 call because of the television rules, which is a shame. You know, the locals don't really get to do that once the Nationals take over. Charge. Yeah, 9-8 Kansas at the under 16 media timeout. Missouri up 24-18. Now we don't have anything on Missouri because we already sold out for a $17 profit.
Easy.
But at last check here, let's go back to Missouri. Still at 64.5.
Well, this is great. You have all 4 games.
We do. We do. We have all
Wow.
4. This is what you can expect on Battle Bets tomorrow as well.
That's going to be wild.
It's going to be crazy. We played the promo last hour with Matt Modi, and we could play it again in short order. But yeah, this is great. We've got all these games up right now. We've got a Chris Evans movie with a ton of CGI being previewed for us. That looks what a departure for Chris Evans, a CGI movie. And then we've got Virginia now up 12 on Furman. Maryland's going to the line here, Alex, with a chance to take the lead.
You know, I was talking to one of our Battle Bets contestants last night. He was giving me he didn't want to give me a strategy,
Oh no, don't do that.
but
We'll ask as it's happening.
I think we're going to see some really interesting approaches to live betting here.
Interesting. Okay. I love that. Hey, Adam, one of our new friends from Stonks, reaching out to say the stream is fantastic. Thank you, Adam.
Adam, thanks for yesterday.
We
That was
appreciate it.
great.
Oh, yesterday was great. We had a great event with Stonks talking.
And how about the
to-
ticker? That was great.
Oh,
I
the
mean,
ticker was great. Let's see,
you
we
reach
could-
like, hey, do you want the ticker? I'm like, great.
here, let's pull up the old ticker here.
Let's
We can
do
do it. There we go. We're a little off center here, but that's okay.
Looks great.
Yeah, we got the ticker. Now, these are not updated prices. These are from yesterday. But, you know, if you are a longtime viewer, as I know Night Owl you are, you commented earlier, and like Felipe and all the sport trade OGs, as we like to call them. Now, you're very familiar with the ticker. We'd have the games every night up here on the screen.
Yep. And as Max, our new friend Max,
Yeah.
has said, not long till that's going to be on ESPN. That's the goal.
Well, that would be great. That would be fantastic. We would love that.
So my favorite tournament moment
Yeah.
is
I apologize. I didn't even reciprocate. How rude.
2014 was the year, I believe, that VCU lost to SF Austin, where SF Austin has the 4-point play and the guy never touched him, whatever.
Yeah.
On Thursday, in like the 2 p.m. game, Georgia State played, I believe, Baylor. Maryland's up.
Maryland up 7.5. Our TV's on a delay.
And the
So-
coach had in the conference tournament the something South something.
Southland?
I think that's it.
Stephen F. Austin, yeah.
No, this is Georgia
Oh,
State.
sorry. Yeah, sorry. Oh, turnover in Maryland.
Got
Oh,
it.
what an unbelievable layup.
This game-
56-54.
This game, we're gonna have to ask the trading ops team for the chart of this
And then West Virginia comes right down in.
foul.
Oh, there's a foul called. 56-54. Okay, decision time. Maryland up 6. Are we up 4.5? All right, I think it's. Is it time? Taking our screenshot here. You can see it on the phone, though. I could put
Are
it
you
on
going for the
social.
double your cash out promotion?
Well, we should mention that now. So we have so many promotions today. If you follow us on Twitter, I put out all of our promotions earlier today. $20 when you sign up right away. $100 risk-free first bet. We are doubling the profit on your cash outs during the tournament as well. And that's a really fun one. Say you buy something for $50 a share, as opposed to letting it run all the way to 100 if you think you have a winner, cash out at 95 or whatever, and we'll just double that so you make more money. And then, of course, we also have the $100 refer a friend. So you refer a friend, they deposit $100 for their risk-free first bet, and then you just get turned around and get $100 yourself. So these are very stackable.
Stackable promos.
Yeah,
They're all
stackable
stackable.
promos.
And plus the 20, you get sign up, come to New Jersey. You did that
Yes.
today with somebody.
Yes, we did. For our celebration of battle bets, we're going to have some cool wrinkles. And one of the gentlemen at a place where I acquired some of the celebratory items turned to me and he said, "You work at a sports betting company?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Oh, I really like day trading stocks." And I said, "Buddy, have you come to the right place?" So about 12 minutes later, when I finally shook his hand, we had another sport trade user. Kansas out on a run here, 11-8. The score here. Coming up at 2:30, Alex, hang out as long as you'd like, obviously. Coming up at 2:30, we will have Tommy Viola from Unabated. He's going to join us. Powwow around a little bit. And then at 3 o'clock, we have Anita Marks. But Alex, I thank you for coming in. Always an easier show with somebody else.
Yes.
Put it that way.
So anyway, my favorite college basketball moment.
Sorry.
It was versus Baylor. R.J. Hunter. You remember this
Yes.
moment. The coach
Georgia Southern.
was the player's dad.
Yes, he's a coach in the tournament again. He's at a different school.
And I think in the conference tournament, he had tore his ACL or something. He was
Towards
sitting.
Achilles.
He's
His
sitting.
Achilles.
This is
you've got it up here.
this is one of the best. He falls out of his chair. The dude shoots it from the logo.
Oh, this is amazing. Yep. RJ Hunter. Bang! Yeah, he had like torn his Achilles. Yeah, he's at Tulane now.
I mean, the cool thing
Tulane.
about basketball, anything, but like specifically these sort of moments is like, God, as a father-son or as a mother-daughter, you're going to have that moment for the rest of your life that you win your conference and you play against Baylor. Baylor was stacked that year. And you hit that sort of buzzer, and then you have that, like, what a cool moment you have to share with your, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty cool.
Right.
Not a lot of people have that. There was a golfer, there was a guy, the U.S. Amateur was in Marion in 2005.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy that ultimately came up runner-up, his dad caddied him from the whole week. He never ended up becoming a professional golfer. I think he lost to Manacero. I think Amanda Rose is the perfect person to answer that question. That's a trivia question.
Yeah.
He and his dad, between the 6 rounds they played in, ultimately there's 312 golfers. He was one of the final 2. Every single round, he went to a local watering hole in Marion with his dad.
That's cool.
And like that whole week was just them.
Yeah.
And he almost won the U.S. Like,
that's cool.
Like, there's some of these sports moments you just like the hair on the back of your neck kind of like. So I'm hoping for some of that this year. You know, but yeah, that was just such a cool moment. I had to watch the highlight 6 times. I'm like, yeah, the dude fell off the chair. Like, how cool is that? Yeah.
We're just gonna get set up in the event Tommy just hops on. Maybe we just put him right in the show.
This is Tommy V.
Yeah, Tommy V. Tommy, TV at work.
TV.
From Unabated. Going to be joining us at some point soon. But I figure we'll just do a little prep work there. So we'll look down the order here. Maryland now cratering.
You screenshot it. I
down
thought we were going
14.
to sell it.
Well, we did get the screenshot.
We did. There was a point in time.
Again, the screenshot is for social media, right?
Yeah.
Everything's about social media.
Correct. All you're saying is there was a point in time where
Yes.
they went green. And so, wait, let me double
So
back.
the opportunity exists to where you could have cashed out
It could have
for
been
profit for every team, which again you can't do anywhere else.
Right.
We're just banging home the differentiation here.
Yeah, I mean, we did the thing with Stonks yesterday of how quickly
Mm-hmm.
you can get in or out. That bet I placed at DraftKings ended up winning.
Oh yeah,
I've been doing these demos, and
yeah.
that's the only time I can win at sports betting. Is
You're demoing.
I just chose something random.
Hey, maybe that's a strategy. That's a play.
Yeah,
I like
but
that.
you know, it's something that I think we're getting a lot better at. But because people say, oh, you know, I could bet on DraftKings and they give me a cash out. It's like, well, do they? Sometimes they don't, and then when they do, you're like, well, what does it say? Well, I bet $182
Yeah.
on 100. Come on.
Yeah.
And so what
Instantly.
in this
Like-
in 6 seconds, but yeah, instantly.
Well, I meant
Right
so
away.
far as like it's like buying a car.
Yeah.
Like the second your bet leaves the lot, it's depreciated.
Right.
Whatever percentage.
Right. And that concept of only giving you, and Captain Jack says this all the time, but that concept of only giving you 80 cents on the dollar exists even when your bet's up. So you're like, oh, well, DraftKings will sometimes give me a profitable cash out. It's like, well, imagine what the real value
Right.
of that is.
So I actually think Utah State's going to win this game.
Okay.
Oh, they just threw one down. 28-25.
Oh, it's a
So
perfect chance
So
here.
even though we had originally taken Missouri and made $17, I think Utah State's going to win. So I just bought them at 45.5.
Love it.
And I think they opened at 55, I want to say. So we flipped there. West Virginia and Maryland. Maryland, despite taking a lead momentarily, is now down 3 to West Virginia. Under 5 minutes
How
remaining.
about Furman right now? Furman right now.
Furman with a run.
What's the deal on Furman?
We're still down 16.5, but Furman going on a run. Thank you, Alex. There's a big light in my way. I can't see that part of the TV.
8-0 run.
46. 8 minutes left. Let me move this light here.
Virginia's going to score. They do this every year. If they win this game, they're going to score like 62 points. That's just not going to get it done against like a good team.
That's the Tony Bennett way.
It is yeah.
Pack line defense. There you go. Those are 2. At halftime, actually, it's funny you say that. At halftime at this game, Virginia had taken 2 threes and was 0 for 2 from 3. Oh, big stop.
Oh,
there.
that's a huge stop.
Big stop. Maryland has tied it. 4 minutes left. Now, this is the magic, right? We're coming to the end.
Yep.
2 games late in the second half. We've got another game with 11 minutes in the first. and then another game on top of that. That's right in the teeth of the first half. So our first 2 games of the tournament coming to an end. Maryland now has the ball, 59-59, with possession and a chance to take the lead. Now we've got Furman up here. Let's flip it on over. Maryland up $11 again. Let's go. Show it to me. Show it to me. Give it to me.
Whoa.
This doesn't look promising. Oh, he's wide open.
Yeah.
Slam it. Let's go. Let's go, Terps. Will, our co-op, his father, huge Terps fan, says he gets himself in trouble all the time with how he yells.
There it is.
Let's go.
There's the yelling. Now, okay. You just know that this game is going to do this.
Yep. So here's let's do something fun here.
Okay.
I'm going to turn on the recording button. Let's go back and forth on this game. All right. So we're up 11. I say we dump this for $11 and hop immediately on West Virginia.
Let's do it.
All right. So we made $11. So let's keep track of that. West Virginia's at 45. We're in on them. All right.
So now we've switched.
So we've switched. So we sold Maryland. Will now coming to the come in, Will. Come in here, Will.
Great job.
Come in here, Will.
Well, we just sold. But
are you a Maryland fan, Will?
Yeah, well, I grew up season ticket holder.
Okay, so former season ticket holder Will and our co-op is going to join us for the last couple minutes of
let's
this.
do it. Come in here.
This game. Yeah, you come. Yeah, come on. Come stand in the middle. Whoop, careful. So we get live reaction. Now we just sold Maryland for $11 profit, and now we are hopping on. It's a small space, gang.
Yep.
And now we're hopping on West Virginia.
This
here
is going to get heated in battle
45
bets
hop.
too.
No, I love it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't wait. The mic will pick you up, Will. So don't worry about it. You don't have to lean in.
So we did. So we made 11. No,
So we made $11 profit on Maryland.
Yep.
We sold that, and now we just bought West Virginia at 45.5. So all things are equal. Maryland was up in the first half $11. We didn't sell it, and I was bemoaning this, but now we've sold out for $11.
Yep.
Okay, and of course Missouri we sold out for 17. So kudos to us. But now we're back on Utah State at 45. Howard, by the way, at $4. Looks like all 4 games are in a break right now. So we'll do a quick rundown of what we got here. We have Will. We also have West Virginia at 44.5. We just bought that. Furman at 19. But they are pressing here, making a bit of a push. That originally was at 31. We have Utah State, as I just mentioned, and Howard's down $1. Now, at this point, Alex, I'm curious. If you're getting Howard for $3.50,
Yep.
at any point would you consider selling?
You bought one.
Oh yeah, just to make it easy.
No, I mean, Kansas hasn't started to take control of this game yet.
Agreed. Do you need more space?
No, I'm
You good? Okay.
I'm awesome.
So I think we roll with it.
Okay.
I say you roll.
We got it. We got to get it green.
We got to try, right? We got to get it green. So all 4 games in action right now.
Furman's at 19.
Yeah.
They were down. They were dead in the water 10 minutes ago. Absolutely. dead in
Davon,
the
how
water.
are you?
Doing well. Quick note: if you're gonna speak, like lean toward one of the shore mics, just because.
Yeah. We can do one of those or one of those.
We'll share the wealth.
Or one of those. Yeah. Thank you, Davon. Okay.
So
Howard's now within 50 cents. Missouri up 5 on Utah State. I think one of the more popular upset picks, I would say.
Absolutely.
Utah State and Missouri.
I don't even know who I picked in that game.
I think I had Utah State. Not that anybody out there cares, but Kansas 19, Howard 14, West Virginia and Maryland tied at 59. Oh, this is a highlight. How much time is left? 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in this game for Maryland, who Will is a fan of, despite the fact that he goes to Syracuse. How do you respond?
Grew up a Maryland fan, now pivoting towards the Syracuse Orange, but still a Maryland fan.
Just in time for the douchiest head
Need to
coach in
retire.
college basketball to retire.
Oh, yeah.
We have a foul here in West Virginia. 61-59 Maryland, 3:17 left, and West Virginia has committed a foul here on a rebound. Now, we just hopped on West Virginia, and we made $11. Now we're down 13. So maybe not the best idea.
The bet we're making is that this is going to be a close game.
Yeah. Yep.
Howard is hanging tough right now.
Howard is Okay. Oh,
Could take the
a
lead
chance
here.
to take the lead.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Virginia. There he is. Eddie, come here.
Got it.
Wow.
Eddie, come on in.
Wow.
Come on in, Eddie.
I'm gonna let Eddie slide in.
All right, Eddie's going to slide in. Alex,
put
don't
this
go
here.
too far. Eddie, our guy, and Thomas just joined us as well. We got a packed house. Absolute packed house here. Let me flip on over.
That's okay.
Eddie, you're gonna come in right here, buddy.
No, yes.
Eddie's coming in.
Hey, where's everyone?
Everyone's right here. Eddie's saying hello.
Eddie?
Tommy, let me get you in on the
A
show.
little
Give
bit.
me
How's
1 second.
everything here?
Good.
Great.
Eddie is joining us.
How are you?
Tommy is joining us.
How's it
Tommy,
going?
how are you, my friend?
I'm
let me-
doing well.
Good. Let me adjust some shots here while we're live on the air. This is going to
Good,
look
you
a
take
little
it.
a little
You take it,
janky,
Eddie.
so excuse this. How goes it out there? You're out in Las Vegas. Your day is basically just beginning. But tell us what the tournament day is like for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's been great. It's been exciting so far. I'm headed down to Circa this afternoon to meet up with some fellow unabated fam out there
Beautiful.
to watch the afternoon games. But right now, I'm sweating a couple of these early morning ones. We'll see what happens here. And I got the unabated live betting tools up, looking to hopefully make some bets. But I'll say I'm jealous of you guys
Wow,
out in New
perfect
Jersey
price.
because all week I've just been looking at all the edges that I can't bet. And
I
it's
know.
been like the SpongeBob meme of Squidward looking out the window and seeing them having fun.
I love that. Yeah, and you do amazing video work for Unabated. If you haven't checked out Unabated and Tommy's videos, they're very educational and they're entertaining. Both of those things. Oh, we're getting pumps here from Will. So we'll bring you up to speed here, Tommy. Will, Maryland fan. The Terps now up 64-59. They've completely flipped. Now, we jumped on West Virginia. I don't know why we did that. So we're just going to
Furman, 2-point lead now.
Gonna get rid of that. Furman now up with a 2-point lead. So the goal here, Tommy and Eddie as well. Wow, Furman is now up. Okay, it's volatile. I was gonna say. You could follow along here on the show. Furman up 2. Now the goal here for Eddie, who's just joining us, and for Tommy
Right.
as well, is to buy the underdog for every game, and then we will see if there are opportunities to be profitable on them. So and I mean every game. So Maryland was up $11 on 2 separate occasions. We sold out of that. Missouri was up $17. We got rid of that early. I think Utah State will eventually win that game, Tommy. So we actually flipped and then went back. Furman is now up 2 with 5 minutes remaining, and they're up $21.
Go to the line as well.
And they're going to the line. So we're 3 for 3.
Wow.
So I think we're going to sell out of this. Up 21.50. So we're going to take our screenshot because, again, if we don't put it on social media, Eddie, it never happened,
No, okay.
as you know. So we're going to sell out of that. But I can't. You know what? Leonardo DiCaprio meme. We're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. We're keeping Furman. We're going to keep it. Eddie, you're with us. How are you?
Great. Trying to learn. It's a lot of things that I need to know. Because I want to enroll that. I want to work. I want to try to bid. Every time. And I want to win, right?
Well, who
Everybody
doesn't
want to
wanna
win, right?
Everybody wants to win. Just for some background, Tommy, Eddie, a sideline reporter for Husky Park TV,
Right.
right? Motocross all around the United States.
Right.
Eddie owns the deli that is connected to Sport Trade,
Right.
and we go there every day. We see him every day, all the time. And then Eddie was kind enough to bring me a coffee one day. I was really struggling, and I was running late, and Eddie was like, "Oh, I'll bring it to you." And I said, "Oh, that's
remember
amazing."
that. I remember.
I know. And you came in, and you were like, "Let me see your studio." And I said, "All right, let's go check out the studio." So we're walking to the studio, and Eddie says, "What kind of camera is that? What does it output in? Like
Right.
that soundboard? Like, what's your mixer like?" And I was like, "These are very great questions. Like, are you interested in getting involved?" And you're like, "Oh no, like I do stuff on the side." I do stuff
Right,
there." Like 25,000 followers on Instagram, this guy, and he's just out there traveling the country every single day or every single weekend.
Right. It's true. I mean, nice to meet you, buddy.
Yeah.
First of all, right.
Nice to meet you too.
You're in Las Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Are you? Okay. Well, I miss Las Vegas. The weather here's a little cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but I used to go to Las Vegas to the what's called the stadium EONV.
Yeah.
Yeah,
UNLV.
yeah. I
Running
used to be
Rebels.
the dirt bike motor supercross, AMS supercross.
I love motocross. Yeah.
Right. Well, you back in the day, I used to be over there. I used to go in Las Vegas, but I don't know anymore. Even the Monster Kawasaki Cup used to be there too, but everything's changed. However, I work with a dirt bike, has a press, I travel, like my friend says, everywhere. And as a matter of fact, this weekend I'm going to Detroit, the Ford Field, and I cover for FIM Latino America, So I love this sport. I love, I trying to, this guy involve, the beat on the Supercross because people like it, who every races because, that people love it. So maybe sooner or later we can work together.
The market ops guys are here.
Right.
We'll go walk you over there. You can talk to the market ops guys.
Even I'm sorry. Even you gotta go, guys. I told you to, like what's called Met Life.
Yeah, that's right. You guys are
we
having
gotta
the
do
event.
with a little
That's right.
stand. We gotta, offer, our sport trade. We need people,
know.
to get involved. I want to make more money.
Don't we all?
Like-
Will, Maryland fan, we'll come right back for your picks, Tommy. I don't know who you have in your bracket.
I am sweating the under in this Maryland West
Oh,
Virginia.
I love
right
it.
now.
What'd you get it at?
I have 138.5.
Oh boy. Okay.
We're right there.
128 right now. Okay, so 66-62, Maryland guy. How do you feel right now?
A little nervous because we can't play away from home, but seems like we got it locked up if we just take care of the ball.
Okay, there you have it. Maryland, an underdog coming into the game, as we mentioned, but they look like they are knocking on the door here of what is not numerically an upset, Tommy, but a chance for them to move on. Furman is still leading UVA. This is not a misprint. Furman is up $21.50 per share. Again, an average cost of $31 per share. They're now up $21.50. It's unbelievable. We originally had purchased Missouri, who was an underdog coming in against Utah State. Missouri got out to a quick 8-point lead. We were able to sell that for a $17 profit, but we jumped back on Utah State because we think that the Aggies will come back and win that one. Howard is still sort of hanging around here, just sort of hanging around that $4.50 on the money line. We were talking about this with Alex Kane, Tommy. I'm curious for your thought. You know how we price things here at Sport Trade. How late into a game do you think a 16 seed has to be competitive in order to see a return on something that's like $4? Tough,
I
right?
think that, I'm going to say you have to be sticking around probably 3/4 the way through.
I agree.
Yeah, because we see this all the time. Like I'm on Howard plus 21.5 right now. I think that's the number I got it at.
Looks good.
I didn't get the world's greatest CLV on this one, but I'm sitting here and I'm liking the fact that it's tied early. But the reality is that how many times do we see this happen where the 16 seeds there in the first half and it's just they can't play with another team for a full 48. They can't play for that long, and you see them just trail off in the second half.
Looks like Howard just took a charge. Down 2 with a chance to tie it up. 3-point game, Maryland, West Virginia. It looks like, 47 seconds left there. Furman is up 3 on Virginia with 4:24 left. Eddie, did you do a bracket this year?
No.
No, you don't have time. You're a man with little time. You got all kinds of stuff going on. Okay. Is there a team that you like that you think may win it all?
I used to
put you
like
on the
it.
spot.
But for, college, I like the Duke.
Sure.
I love
Not
it.
a bad pick. Now, a lot of people think Oral Roberts is going to trip them up. Now, we had Matt Modi from Odds Jam on a little earlier who said, how many opportunities in life do you get to bet against Duke and on a team named Oral? And I said, this is a family show. Clean it up. But that's what his play was.
Howard takes the lead.
Howard now up 30-29 on Kansas. Thank you, Will. But again, still $4.50. Kansas, a very popular. Now Kansas emphatically takes the lead back. Kansas, a very popular pick to take home a national championship. Tommy, tell us about Unabated Madness that you guys kicked off today.
Unabated Madness. So we've got a partnership with Run Your Pool here, and rather than doing a bracket contest, because everybody's doing their bracket contest, you can get those in anywhere right now. You picked 6 teams, and for every game they win, you get points based on their seed. So, for example, if you picked Furman and they win this game, you get 13 points right there.
Yeah.
So it's a whole bigger wrinkle here. One of the big strategies is taking those 12, 13 seeds and taking opposing teams in some of those areas so that you guarantee yourself more points than the people that took the 1 to 4 seeds. But yeah, it's a nice, interesting little contest over at Run Your Pool here.
We're both in the content business, so excuse this is a little inside baseball, right? But education, Tom, is a big part of what you do at Unabated. How are you figuring out, like, what is it I want to talk about today? And then take me through the process of putting that all together. Because obviously you're at books, right? You're getting shots, you're editing. Take me through the whole thing.
Well, right now, what we've started doing during the tournament, and yeah, kind of a little similar to some of the other guests you've had on the show here, but we've been highlighting some daily edges, and I want to keep doing that in perpetuity here, because it's literally wake up in the morning, check the Unabated odds screen. We're seeing edges on these 3 games. Okay, boom, screenshot them.
Yep.
Go down into my little studio in my basement with my green screen and all that, and do a quick video like I'm doing a weather report here, saying, oh, we got edges on this game, and we got an edge coming in over here, and we got something over here. And it's just, you know, those quick 1-minute videos for the YouTube Shorts and the TikTok in order to just get something out there and show some people, hey, these are ways you can use the Unabated tools to find better bets, because maybe these edges might be gone, but if you come on over to the site, you're going to find plenty more. As far as figuring out stuff to talk about on education, we have a meeting every week. We have our production meeting, and honestly, we have a big Excel spreadsheet where we just listed every possible betting topic we could think of. And we're just going in and pulling those out and saying, okay, we're going to do that one this week. We're going to do this one the next week. And we're just planning out the calendar that way. But yeah, and sometimes I'll just go over to Twitter like I did earlier this week. And I just said, hey, give me an idea. Someone pitched me something they want to know more about. And I did a little thread on parlays and how sometimes they actually can technically not be the worst bet in the world if you can stack plus EV, and talking about the compounding edges and all that. But yeah, the toughest thing in the business for me, I think, is the fact that everybody wants picks. And
yes, no, it's totally true. It's totally true. And that's something that we really don't do here. Like if you follow Sport Trade, you know, as Alex is the face of the company, but as the forward facing on-camera person for the company, that is very much something that people want, right? They want you to sling picks, which is totally fine, right? So we kind of play on that a little bit. So I started posting picks of the moment, which is basically just a way for me to say, hey, we have an X percentage edge in this market right now. So it's not necessarily a pick per se, but it is an opportunity for you to get plus EV, to get edges on the market within that moment. Man, you know, to what you just said, Tommy, and then also what Matt Modi was saying, who again does make picks for OddsJam, is that they don't last very long, right? So that's why I call them the picks of the moment. That way, like, you're getting them, they're gone. 38.1 seconds left. Maryland now up 3 on West Virginia. Furman is now trading at 63.50. We're up 32.50. A 13/4 upset is brewing right now. Kansas is up 37-33 in their 1 versus 16 game, respectively. Eddie, how much exposure to college basketball would you say you have? Do you have a chance to watch too much? I know you're really locked into the motocross.
Yeah, I love the basketball. I never have chance. One day I saw the tempo. Yeah,
that's as much. That's more time than they deserve. Yeah, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, but you know, I never seen, you know, my team Duke. I would like to one day.
Okay, so go Dukies.
Yeah,
yeah, we're saying go Duke.
So some of they're doing good. I know.
They're a 5 seed. They play Oral Roberts again tonight at 7:10. A 6-point favorite. I will say, let's see. I have Oral Roberts because again we're taking all underdogs. But I will tell you. Let's go down. We'll scroll down here. Thanks for following along with us, everybody.
In my second pick was UNLV, University of Las Vegas. Back in the day, used to be a good team. I don't know.
Really good team back in the early 90s. Yeah, with the Shark. Duke
figured out they were paying their players.
Well, hey, now everyone's doing it openly. So what do you want? Furman, 2 minutes and 10 seconds left. Furman up 1.
West Virginia has the ball to tie.
West Virginia down 3 with the ball with how many seconds left? Like 14? 28. Okay. To answer your question quickly, Duke is trading at $72 per share. So a heavy favorite, minus 262 for those watching who don't subscribe to what we do. Still an opportunity to sell out for Furman, but we're going to hold strong here. So you go, 23 seconds left. Shot clock is off. West Virginia down 3 with a chance to win the basketball game right now, or I should say tie the basketball game right now and send us to overtime. 15 seconds
no
left.
Overtime.
Yeah, hopefully that's right. We're also
What?
looking out for your total. A quick
Oh,
pivot and
my
good.
God.
Pivot and good, and we're going to get a timeout here, I imagine. 8.4 seconds left. 66-65 Maryland.
What's a foul now?
This is March.
Interesting call. So Tommy, they say we have too much time. We're just going to go for 2. We're not going to go for the 3. What do you think?
Oh man, shot clock was already off. Look,
Yeah.
college basketball is not my primary sport here, so by all means, if
I
someone
just
out
mean
there watching is
philosophically. Philosophically, surprised they didn't hold for. I'm not a coach. Whatever. Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah. I would be of the opinion that you have to go through the 3 there rather than the quick 2.
Okay.
Because now you're gonna
Now you're
have to
fouling.
foul here,
Yeah.
and then you're gonna have 5 seconds to bring the ball down the floor and shoot. Obviously, you can call a timeout and at least get the inbounds, but I'd rather have the 23 seconds to set up the entire play and do what I want rather than having 5 seconds to just get a quick shoot and hope. But if Maryland misses the free throws, then all of a sudden, I guess that's the logic you're going for here. I would have wanted a little more time on it. What are you guys looking at now? I got West Virginia, Maryland on one screen and Howard, Kansas on the other.
Oh my gosh. Furman down 1, dribbling, just turns it over. Turns it over. Terrible
not
turnover.
The Paladins.
Oh, the Paladins just giving it back to the Wahoos. So it looks like Virginia's gonna have the ball up 1 with 1:21 left. Meanwhile, 8.4 seconds left. Maryland up 66-65. Let's go. That market's probably going to be locked out on Sport Trade at this point. But that total, very much in play. What did you say you had it at? Right now we're at 130. What's that? 130.
I'm at 138 and a half. I need no overtime, and I'm fine.
Well, 138 and a half. We're at what? 131. Not a math guy, but I think you're okay. Let's see.
We're
Quick
both
foul.
in broadcast, Dan. Like we don't do math.
I know. Oh wow.
Oh,
So
my
West
God.
Virginia takes 4 seconds to foul.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, they
Take
had
too
the
much
trap in the
time.
corner.
First off,
Yeah,
why
he
are they
did
doing
it.
that? And second off, why on earth is my screen limit reached on YouTube TV? I gotta grab the remote real quick.
No. Well, YouTube TV is simultaneously streaming each game right now. Tom, come on. You can multi-view on YouTube TV today.
Yeah, but my problem is that I have like 2 other people logging
Oh,
into the YouTube and
you gotta kick them
pulling me
off.
of it.
You got to kick them off. Okay.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Okay. All right. We're coming in for landing here, as Mark Zumoff used to say, former Sixers announcer.
I love
Furman.
Mark.
Yeah.
He was a real great mentor for me coming out of college.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Zoo did send us a package to sponsor his his podcast, and I got to say, a little too pricey for us. Virginia now.
I got to reach out to him.
Yeah,
It's been
yeah.
a minute.
Virginia up 3, 66-63 with the ball, 54 seconds remaining. It looks like things are looking pretty good here for Virginia. Maryland, 4.7 seconds left, going to the line up 1. It took 4 seconds off the clock in order for West Virginia to foul. No bueno.
No bueno.
No bueno. Maryland. Oh, Virginia
They got
just
the
put
trap
on.
in the corner, so I understand why they kept going for the ball. But yeah, you
Yeah.
got to get it at some point.
You got to understand. So what's your dad going to be like if Maryland wins?
He won't get out of bed for a day or two.
You won't get out of bed for a day or two?
You know,
they play in 2 days.
Well, if they lose, then he'll be down bad. But
I see.
if they win, he'll be going to a sports bar in Baltimore to watch the game.
No, that sounds like fun. Isaac McKinley at the line, he misses. 34 seconds left. Furman with a chance to tie. 63-66.
Ooh.
Oh, he missed it.
Oh, Maryland, West
2
Virginia.
point,
2
2
seconds
point.
left. A shot at the buzzer. Oh, no good.
No.
Maryland wins the ball game as an underdog. That's an outright win for the Dogs. You love to see it. We're betting every dog here throughout the tournament. Maryland comes out with a 67-65 win.
Fine. You're sweating, buddy.
He is
But we have
sweating.
one more, like Virginia.
The lights are hot here in
March.
Studio
I
S.
know.
The lights are hot in Studio S. Yeah, 27 seconds left, 66-63 Furman. So Maryland wins the first real game of the tournament. I don't recognize the first 4. That was
almost.
off front
Close.
iron. Yeah. So the first win of the tournament goes to the Terps. They advance, take on whichever one seeds in their
Alabama.
bracket. Alabama, thanks. If Alabama were to beat Corpus Christi. There you go. It's up there on your screen. Virginia. Oh, they just did it. Tommy, they just showed the concerned fan with the Cobra in the Cobra look.
The surrender Cobra. Yep.
Yeah, our first one of the day. How exciting! So I've actually never been to Las Vegas. I'm embarrassed to say.
Boy,
This-
no. You got to go. I can take you.
I know. I'll go with you, Eddie.
Yeah, let's go.
That would
Come
be.
on, come on out. You've offered me
Oh.
a couch. We have
I
an
know.
extra
No,
room here
no,
at
no.
Deacon House. Dan, you can stay with
We
us.
can go to the racetrack too.
Oh,
we
I
can,
love that.
We can ride too.
What are we racing?
This is a
Horses, dogs. What are we racing?
No, the car.
Oh, the
Yeah.
car. Of course.
Yeah,
Of course.
race-
Yeah. Okay. I lived in
The
in
car
Louisville,
race, I
Kentucky
mean.
for 4 years. I'm a big horse
I
racing
know.
guy.
No.
Big horse
The
racing guy.
speedway, race.
Oh, I'd love to go to the Speedway.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, I can't imagine 48 hours in Vegas with you, Eddie.
No. We're dangerous. We can go anywhere, right? Now, there's a lot of things to do over there. Even we go to the Grand Canyon too. You never been?
Yeah, I would love
Furman
to.
has started fouling here.
Okay.
Boy,
Virginia has control.
So Virginia's got it. So this market is locked right now. So Furman not up 21.50, but they were up $30 at one point. They were up $32. So we're 3 for 3 on underdogs, presenting opportunities to be profitable here. Something that only Sport Trade has to offer.
And Dan, the most important thing here, through one game, my bracket is perfect.
That's really all that matters, and that's really all we cared about. So we love to hear that. Another game will be starting 3:15. Pardon me. Yeah, of course. Alabama and then Corpus Christi is the next game at that specific site there in Birmingham, Alabama. So Alabama with a home game against A&M CC.
I think that'll be a pretty neutral field.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Tuscaloosa, very far away. I don't think they're hopping in their vans to go to Birmingham. But I mean, halftimes have taken forever. Missouri 35, Utah State 31. We're still at halftime. Unbelievable. 12.3 seconds left here. Virginia now at 4. It seems as though the slipper does not fit for Furman. Say that 5 times fast. Big block there. Was that called?
It was foul.
That was called a foul. Good. We were wondering this earlier, Tommy. Maybe you know. Has Virginia lost a first-round game since they lost to UMBC?
I don't think so.
Let's pull it up.
Because I know that was 5 years ago now, because that was my first year in Vegas, right? 2018.
That sounds right.
Because I
Yeah,
remember watching it.
2018. Oh,
Yep,
wow. I
I
didn't
remember.
realize they lost to Ohio last year in the first round.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, obviously,
they weren't that good last year.
yeah, they came back the year after they lost to UMBC and won it all, and then missed the tournament. Well, there was no tournament in 2020. Missed tournament
Oh
last
my
year.
God.
Oh, Furman just hit a
Furman
3.
yeah.
Furman just hits a 3.
Good point in 2 seconds.
2 seconds left. They're up 1. Oh my God! I'm too busy running my damn mouth.
I missed it too.
Oh my God!
3 point. I don't know. He made
Show
it
me the
correct.
replay. The Furmans, the Paladins. Did I say that?
Oh my word!
They
He
came
just
back.
Sucked it up, and oh wow!
Steal and a 3.
Oh, a
steal
turnover
it.
for Virginia, and then he throws it up from 30 feet, and he hits it.
Oh my word!
Oh, now he's
Nah,
doing
he
that.
made a mistake there. Yeah,
he's
he
doing that,
can't.
thinking I'm going to throw this as far as I can. The game's going to be over.
Well, after
Furman!
2 games, I have lost a team in my Sweet 16.
Furman. It's not over yet. It's not over yet.
What, 2 seconds?
2
Point
seconds
two.
left, and it's a 1-point game. Furman, the champions of the Southern, of course, with wins this year over Belmont. That's all I got. Not much more. Wow. 2.4 seconds left. I mean, Virginia has to be the biggest Jekyll and Hyde team out there. I mean, yes, they win a national championship, but they're just getting bounced left and right, presumably. Okay, so Maryland's in with a win. Can Furman, the 13 seed, be the first upset? Oh, there's another one. We're praying to somebody right now. 68-67 Furman, 2.4 seconds left. Kansas now up 48-37 on Howard. That game about to go into halftime. Then we have another game at halftime as well. Here we go. Here's the end. Virginia to inbound, down 1 with 2.4 seconds left.
Nope.
Maybe your feed's faster
Boy.
than mine. He doesn't have a bad look at it. Oh! Shades of
Jeez.
Gordon Hayward, and
Kind-
Furman has done it.
Wow.
No, they came back. Congrats.
68-67.
That's That's a good play. The guy.
That's amazing. Congratulations to Furman. Where is Furman?
That's a good question.
Greenville County, South Carolina. There you go. Party tonight. Party there tonight. Wow. Furman moving on, upsetting Virginia. I also had Virginia in my Sweet 16. Not that anybody cares. So trading is halted on Furman, but Furman wins outright.
What a game.
What a game,
The
yeah.
good news for me is in my most important bracket, which is now no longer perfect through
Yeah.
2 games.
Yeah, well, it's already
I
good.
only had Virginia in the second round. I had San Diego State advancing. So
Okay, you may be right
okay
there.
there.
You may be right there. So Maryland wins outright as a dog. Furman wins outright as a dog. And Missouri has been leading Utah State throughout the entire game. So we may have 3 dogs winning outright to start the tournament. That would be amazing.
Believable.
That would be amazing. Tommy, do you have a hard out time? I know you said you were heading down to the book. You just let me know. We have Anita Marks coming on at 3, but you just let me know.
Okay, let me double check my calendar.
Sure, absolutely.
My
I gotta
hard out
leave.
time's at
Yes,
like
Eddie.
12:30.
Okay.
I
Eddie.
can
Thank you. Nice to
Thank you,
meet
my
you. See you in
friend.
Las Vegas.
There you go.
Thanks,
see you in
Eddie.
Vegas.
Thank you,
Yes.
Eddie.
Remember, we gotta go.
Oh, we will be there. We're going to do it. It's going to be like the
Daniel, always
Hangover.
welcome at DGen House.
I love it. I love to hear it.
But no, I'm all good on a hard out until 12:30.
Oh, you got all kinds of time. Okay.
Yep.
Sounds good. 2:52 local time. You're what? Vegas is 3 hours behind Eastern?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's 11:50.
Gotcha. Oh, man, the things I could do with sports starting at 9 a.m.
Yeah, but the downside of it is that all the opening lines and all the good line movement is at like 6 in the morning. My
Hey, you
time.
just got to wake up.
Yep. I am not a morning person. It doesn't work for me.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
So Furman taking their victory lap right now. Whoops. So that says, well, now that I knocked it off the table, we'll reconnect that. So that says trading is halted, but that's going to go from 31 all the way to 100. So we're just crushing it right now. There we go.
Nice.
We're back. We'll go back to our markets. We'll go back to our page here. So this is interesting. Utah State, which we jumped on at 45.5 plus 117 after Missouri took an early lead, is now back to 48.5. So we've made $3 there, despite the fact that they are trailing heading into the second half here. Will, make sure you're talking into the mic if you want to chat.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Furman's going to settle. And then Howard is so we bought Howard. We talked about this like a half hour ago, Tommy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you know what? Can I interrupt you for
Yeah, of
1
course.
second here?
Please.
Because I've got the unabated screen up on my computer
Yes.
here, and we just had a nice little edge pop up here.
Oh.
If anybody is so inclined,
Yeah.
on the Charleston versus San Diego State,
Yep.
over 141.5 at what is minus 108 on American odds. But let me convert it over here.
We
real quick.
got it for you. Let me just get to the game. Am I missing it? Yep.
Because I'm
Okay.
seeing it at $52 right now on
Yep.
none other than Sport Trade is the best edge on the market right now for us at 2%.
Yeah, minus 111. All right, we're gonna go ahead and buy one. There we go. Thank you for that heads up.
No problem.
It's all about beating the markets here, right?
Indeed.
Yeah. All right, so we'll place that. Again, this is in our. There we go. Goes through. That's the longest I've ever seen it take for a bet to go through.
I'm gonna
Utah
run and
State-
grab my phone off the charger
Yeah.
real quick so I can bet it too.
Yeah. There you go. We may have to utilize the 3-box here. I might have to build the 3-box real quick. No worries if that's the case. That's okay.
What streaming software are you using here?
So we use Streamlabs.
So I learned this because I use Streamlabs too, and I just
Yeah.
learned this the other day. You can actually, instead of building it on the fly live,
Yeah, it does
Head
an
over
editor
to
mode.
head over to studio mode,
Yep.
and it'll let you build it out before you transition. I just figured that out.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm doing a terrible job of building while not saying anything. But yeah, no, it's definitely a nifty thing you can do. And we'll be doing a lot of it tomorrow during battle bets, that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We ran a promo for that earlier, but we'll have to do that again another time. Yeah, so close it out. There you go. So we've got a little bit of a lull here. Missouri and Utah State back on 35-31. So the first two games of the tournament now over.
Both bangers, too.
Yeah, they sure were. I mean, tournament
Welcome
does
to
not play
March.
around. Yeah, thanks, John Rothstein. Nothing is more annoying than reading John Rothstein tweets. I'm sure he's a great guy, but I mean, come on, we get it. Yeah, I mean, 2 games decided by a total of 3 points. How does the committee do it? How does the committee do it? That's what I want to know. So Furman moves on. Maryland moves on. Now 35-33, Missouri. But Utah State starting to find a little bit of a rhythm here.
Yeah, so you know what? Let's take a look at that then. I'll switch over here to my live feed and try and find us a fair price.
Okay, I love it. Love it. Oh. Turnover. Bang.
Wow.
Utah State now in front. And we're up $16. $15.50 on Utah State. So we made $17 on Missouri. We sold out, and now we're up $15.50 on Utah State. Just felt like Utah State was going to win this game.
And yep, you guys just flipped over to Utah as the favorite.
Okay. Yep, that makes sense. They're now trading at we have them at 65.5 minus 194 right now. So the market maker also thinks this is going to be a bit of a runaway here for the 10 seed.
Mm-hmm.
They started the game as favorites too, I think.
Utah State, yes. Utah State was a favorite. They dipped under when Missouri took like a 10-point lead in the beginning.
Yep.
Yeah. So a 13 seed moving on, an 8 seed moving on. Kansas at halftime against Howard has a 13-point lead. And again, Utah State has just taken over. Alabama and Texas A&M Corpus Christi going to tip off in about 15 minutes. Charleston and San Diego State at 3:10 a game. I'm very interested in. I cannot wait to see what this game ends up looking like. I mean, Charleston, a
Same
team
here
that
now that I
can.
have some action on it.
What's that?
Same here now that I've got that action on it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Charleston, a team that can shoot the lights out. I think I read that their youngest player is 20 years old. So they've got a unbelievably experienced squad, for lack of a better term, a squad that, of super seniors, basically. I'm going to continue cropping. Will you fill the space? This is your time to shine. Show me what you got.
Well, San Diego State also has a good group of seniors. They're also a veteran team. It should be a good game. 2 really conflicting styles. Defense versus offense.
Nope, keep going. I'm not done.
Tom, who do you have, Thomas?
I took that over like we were talking about. But I've got San Diego State in the game. I got them in my Sweet 16 in my important bracket here.
I agree with you.
Very important.
Yeah. I have them measured out. My most important, I've got 1 small stakes bracket I'm in, 1 larger stakes bracket
Sure.
I'm in, and then the highest stakes one is the one with 4 of my friends for no money.
That's the best one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We're waiting on Anita Mark. She'll be joining us any second, at which point we'll flip over to the 3 box that I have now built. Thanks for filling all that time there, gentlemen. Much appreciated.
Now, I got a question for you here.
Yeah,
Dan.
of course.
Because, so like I said, we've been doing daily edges over on, you can follow it on our Instagram at Unabated Sports. You can follow it on my personal TikTok because we don't have a TikTok at TV at work.
Yeah.
But so I'm doing these daily edges and I'm trying to spread the love around to a lot of these books because of the fact that I feel like if everything was just one
Right.
book, then it's like, okay, we're
Right.
kind of giving away the game that, hey, maybe this book's lines are a bit off. But I feel like Sport Trade's going to be the opposite because first off, I am noticing that all the time we got edges popping up on that are coming from Sport Trade. Every single time I enable it on my feed to see them, the screen goes green. And I feel like you guys would be one of those places that actually wants it, saying, no, please, the more edges you spot on us, tell people about it.
We do, and quite honestly, it's and we love it because we actually will tell users like you can arbitrage bets here.
Yeah.
And I've actually tweeted that out numerous times. Like, hey, this is a platform where you can come and get your edges and make more money just literally playing books against each other. Because as an exchange, and this is like, I don't want to get into like the whole sales pitch here because we're here to watch basketball. And hello, Anita, how are you? Oh, look at all those TVs. Oh my gosh. Anita's always bringing just absolute fire backgrounds to the streams. Like it's just unbelievable. Tommy, this is Tommy. Tommy works at Unabated, one of the best odds comparison sites, the best, I would argue, and a constant collaborator with us. We did, Tommy, during the football season, like an NFL red zone basically for trading, the NFL slate, and Anita had like 50 people there. I'm embellishing a little bit, like 50 people there, and had people yelling at us because we were giving her bad advice about when to sell, when to buy, and it was the most it was terrible advice.
Bad advice.
Terrible advice, but it was one of the most fun like 3 hours I've ever had in my entire life. We told Anita this was Jacksonville and Denver. Jacksonville and Dallas, the game that Dak Prescott throws a pick 6 to lose them the game. We told Anita, we were like, oh, I really don't think they're going to do much here. Like, it's probably time to sell. Anita listens to us. And then, of course, like Dak Prescott throws a game-ending interception like 20 seconds later. And like the whole party is just ripping us. Like it was brutal, but I loved it.
Why are you listening to these dudes? You
Yes.
should listen to the women.
Yes. I feel like that's something my wife tells me every day. Like, why am I listening to this dude? Yeah. So I get it. Totally get it. How are you, Anita?
I'm great. I needed Utah State to cover and win by 1.5. I'm sorry, West Virginia.
West Virginia. Sure,
I needed West Virginia. I had West Virginia -1.5. I think with Sport Trade it was 2.5. Needless to say, they lost to Maryland. I had them advancing in my bracket, so that really screwed me. But I had Furman.
Yes, you had Furman.
Wow.
I had Furman. So,
wow.
So I'm up. What are we? I don't know. What 3 hours in?
Yeah.
I'm up a little bit of coin. Not a lot. Not a lot. But,
What did you get them at?
That's
remember?
a good question.
Okay.
I texted you this morning.
You did. But you didn't text me the price.
Yes, I did. I texted
Did you?
So, and I could go back. I'll go back and look at our text messages.
Yeah.
But I have Utah State right now.
Yep.
So I'll tell you what I got. I got Utah State at $42. I'm sorry, I got Utah State at $53.50.
Okay.
I'm down $9.50 right now, so I'm down on that. And also, I have Utah State. I play them at -9.5. I got that for $22. I was like, why not? So that's what I'm playing right now. So I'm looking at Utah State.
So we also have Utah State. I'll switch over to the live trading screen here. So we initially actually had Missouri. And Missouri was up $17 in the first half, Anita, because they ran out to such a huge lead. So we sold that. We ended up buying Utah State at 45.5 plus 117. And now they're up 9.5. In a game that I think our market makers are looking at and saying we expect Utah State to win. They're trading at 55. So that's like -130-ish, down from -190. But even still, the market makers seem to think that the Aggies are going to win this one. Elsewhere, we have Howard. Howard is at $2. Now, they were at $4.50, and we were theorizing, Tommy and I were, like, how long does a team have to hang in as a 16 seed in order to see a return on betting on them, basically, right? So what do you think? Like, how long does a 16 seed have to stay in it before you think that they would cross over a threshold as low as, like, $4? Anita.
Oh, you're asking me?
Yeah, I was just curious.
Wow, that's above my pay grade. I don't.
Well, we theorized that it would be like at least 2/3 of the game. Like you're under 10 minutes in the second half before anyone takes you that serious.
But it's really interesting because I think Kansas. I think a lot of these 1 seeds. I think they look at this. I think they look at their first game as like kind of like a bye week,
Yeah.
right? Because and also you've got a number of 1 seeds who are dealing with some injuries. Houston, so I think they're taking these 16 seeds so lightly. I think they're looking at like, all right, we're our stars. I think also they manage their bench differently in regard to minutes. So I to be honest, I stay away from. And also because the spread is so big, I typically I stay away from betting any 1 seed games because I think the mentality of the 1 seeds going up against the 16 seeds are just throw all the statistics out the window when it comes to that, right? Like I don't think that the trends and everything that at least I study and I look into don't quantify when you've got a 1 seed going up against a 16 seed.
Sure. We had a comment come in from somebody who I assume Will knows, which says, "Who's the handsome fellow on the bottom right of the screen?" So I just typed in probably Dan.
I think he's probably talking about you.
It's probably Will. I assume they have a Maryland avatar, so I'm going to assume that it's one of Will's friends here.
It is.
How do you pronounce his name?
Olivier.
Olivier. Where is he from?
It's French Canadian.
Of course he's French Canadian. Au revoir.
But he's from Baltimore. He's a Baltimore boy.
Fair enough. We'll go back to the board here. We'll go back to our trading phone. Utah State, which is kind of teetering right now.
Yeah, what's up with that? What's up with the teetering? I don't quite understand. This is a Missouri team. They haven't won an NCAA game since 2010.
Wow.
They're 0-5 against the spread in those games. They have not good perimeter defense. They're not a great rebounding team. Meanwhile, Utah State comes in. They're 7-1 against the spread their last 8 games. They've got experience. Their defense has improved throughout the season. 7th best free throw shooting team in the country at 80%. 6th best 3-point shooting team. What gives here? 41-44? Are you kidding me?
It's hard to say.
It's a back and forth game.
I mean, they're just getting out muscled right now, in my opinion. It's been Mizzou playing a little more physical than I think they're used to given their conference. And I think that they still are just trying to find their foothold and get used to the game. Yeah, we're getting to that point, but I think that they'll be able to calm down and figure things out here.
Somebody just renamed the March Madness Slack channel internally to March Sadness. Probably somebody who has Virginia.
Bracket already busted.
I imagine somebody's already. I love the person who like at 12:01 is like, "Well, my bracket's done.
Call it a year."
Yeah, call it a game. I'm done. Days
Yeah, but
over.
don't you guys feel that this year more than ever, like because the tournament is so wide open,
Yeah,
that this was the year that you do kind of go out of the box, right? Like
Everybody's bad.
the only 1 seed that I have winning this in 85% of my pools in my brackets is Houston. I've got Alabama maybe at 5%. I've got Creighton coming out of the South. I've got Tennessee coming out of the East. I've got Gonzaga and UConn coming out of the West. This is the first time in a long time that like I don't have 3 1s coming out of their regions and winning this.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a lot of parity here.
it seems
I like
that
Arizona.
way. Yeah, I do too, actually, Tommy. I have Arizona.
I also like Arizona.
Winning it all. Now that could obviously not happen at all. I think it's true. And, the people who really follow college basketball, I've been trying to really dive into their stuff and the last like 2 weeks or so. And it seems like the gap between like 20 and 70 in terms of like where you would rank teams has never been tighter. It seems like, the top of the top is the top of the top. And there's a small group of teams in there. But it seems like everyone else is just sort of packed in, which lends to the craziness that you mentioned. But, anybody on any day can come up and get you, right? As Furman has just illustrated. Utah State now down 2.
Good
Little
drive.
toilet bowl drive there. 45-43. They're now back up $6.50 here. Tommy, how do you see this ending? I know I don't want not to put you on the spot here, but a 2-point game in a game that has felt like Utah State was going to pull away, and they just haven't.
I think this is where we start to see Utah State coming through as they get a nice slam dunk right there to tie the game.
You're
back
ahead
up.
of me. You're ahead of me. Okay.
Yeah, I'm ready to see Utah State finally take it out here, and Mizzou kind of remembers that they're Mizzou and that this isn't going to go well.
2010.
Well, your mouth to the March Madness God's ears, please.
I can't believe that stat.
I will tell you on a couple of the other games here for any listeners that want to jump on some sport trade action right now. Seeing edges on Colgate and Iowa State. 2.3% edges on their spreads at 13.5 and 3.5 respectively here.
Oh, I love it. Olivier says, love Utah State right now. He also said, we're all a bunch of stunners. So much appreciated. I don't know if you're angling for a job, but you're doing the right stuff. This is what you need to learn. He's in college, right?
Yep. He's at Syracuse with me, actually.
I can tell you if you're in college right now, just butter the people up, especially if they're on television. That's all they really. Anita can speak to this.
We got some Syracuse orange in the chat.
Oh, God.
I am a Syracuse orange.
Ugh.
I love
currently.
That's the diploma right behind me there. Go orange.
Go
Oh,
orange.
God.
Love that.
Yeah. When do we play today?
That's funny. That's what I say to myself every season as I wear a Temple University basketball jersey. Lynn Greer, best point guard in the last 20 years at North Broad U. All right, let's take a spin around once more and see where we're at. Utah State now up $15. Again, we got them at a depressed cost. They were the favorite coming into the game. We got them at 45.5 plus 117. Now $15. Howard still at these halftimes are unbelievably long. This Howard-Kansas game, I feel like, has been in the locker room for like 35 minutes.
Halftimes have been really long.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Texas A&M, Corpus Christi, and Alabama set to tip off momentarily, just as coming up next. And then College of Charleston and San Diego State also slated to get going in the next round of games here. We're going to go to probably about 4 o'clock, and then Dan's going to keel over because he hasn't eaten since breakfast. So he's going to try to go rectify that situation at some point, which for me, Anita, is a very long time. I'm like a child. I eat every 3 hours or else I'm just a tyrant, as Will can attest to.
You get hangry.
Oh, it's bad.
We all do.
It's bad. I mean, I'm throwing stuff in the studio. I mean, I send Will on all kinds of food related runs. He could tell you it's a bad situation.
So with the 2 games that are coming up, the one I've already bought into, I got San Diego State minus 4.5 at $53.
Love that.
We're heads up.
You know, I don't like the fact that the committee made them travel to Florida. I don't like the fact that it is an afternoon tip off, but listen, they've been battle tested, right? They've had 10 quad 1 games where Charleston has not. I mean, you can look at their schedule. If you want to call it soft, I'd probably agree with you. Also, the San Diego State team, top 10 in defensive efficiency. They've got 9 players who average about 15 minutes a game. So they've got a really great rotation going where they keep the legs fresh. They've got 7 seniors, 2 juniors. And also defensively, they're a good 3-point shooting defensive unit, holding opponents to under 29% from behind the arc. Meanwhile, Charleston, 70 in offensive efficiency and 75th in defensive efficiency. So San Diego's the better team here. And if I don't have a problem laying the 4.5, and I got it at 53 right now. It's sitting at 54.5.
Yeah.
So just coming up, that would be the game that I'm going to be focusing in on.
See, this is why Anita's such a great pro. I'm sitting here vamping, filling the next 45 minutes. And Anita's like, hey, dude, I actually prepped for the show. Can I please get these off? So that's why we love you, Anita, because I'm just out here talking. Go ahead, Tommy.
I just jumped on some Utah State money line myself.
Oh, love it. Where'd you get it at?
PPH book. But
Oh, no, I just meant the number. Look, you're in Vegas. You can't use Sport Trade. It's okay. You know,
Yeah.
we're not
It's
blind
it's
to that
like
fact.
it's at 60 and a half now.
Yes,
I got
Sport Trade.
minus 150.
Okay. So we're at minus 160 right now. So you got a little bit of a deal there at Sportsbook X.
Yeah.
Kansas is
Genuinely is
pulling away.
Sportsbook X because it is very much not an official source.
It's so funny because earlier in the show, Anita, we had Matt Modi from Odds Jam on, who joined us, and he was on the exact opposite side of you. He actually thought College of Charleston was going to win because of the factors that you laid out for San Diego State, because of the travel factor, because of the game time factor. It's just so interesting to me how everyone presented with the same set of circumstances sort of takes things in different directions. Although I do think that was more of a price play and less of anything else. Oh, really good action from Howard there. I mean, they're down 15, but the Bison get a nice bucket there. 55-42, top-seeded Jayhawks. Utah State up 49-47. The 10 seed up on 7th-seeded Missouri. 10:27 remaining there. And then, again, we're just about to tip off between Alabama and Texas A&M. A virtual away game for Alabama playing in Birmingham today, as Tommy pointed out earlier. Yeah.
Something interesting happened in that that first game, West Virginia and Maryland. I want to say there was I think it came down. What was there, like 10 seconds left, something like that. West Virginia was down by 3, and on Sport Trade it came up that I could just buy I could buy West Virginia to win straight up for half a cent.
Okay.
Wow.
So I bought 10 shares.
Oh, there you go.
Might as
Hey.
well.
Granted, it didn't pay out, but I couldn't believe that it popped up, and I was like, "Oh, snap!" Well, I said something else, but this is a family program. I can't
Sure.
tell you what I said.
Sure.
But I was just like, "Oh, snap! Like, let me buy 10 shares of that." Like, we've seen this before. They're down by 3. There's 10 seconds left. We'll see. I mean, the game came down to a last second shot.
Right.
Dude missed it, but still, right? Like, I mean, that's, and again, this is the great thing about Sport Trade, right? I mean, that's what made it, that to me, I was just like, oh, let me get this. Half a cent?
Yeah, why not,
Okay.
right?
It's March Madness. We've seen crazier things happen.
You just never know.
Happened in the Furman
Right?
game.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
just never know.
You know what I just realized about that Furman game? When he chucked that ball up, Virginia had a timeout.
Oh,
They
God.
could have just called timeout.
And all that is
That was
he's
awful.
he's throwing it as high and as far as he can to just drain clock, and that's going to stick with him forever. We did have Joel Simpkins taking advantage of the Sport Trade cash out, doubling your profit on a cash out promo. Had Furman plus 11.5, bought it at 71.5, cashed out at 92.5. So I made 28.78, and we're going to double that for you, Joel. So thank you so much. Will, make sure you jot that down.
I will.
Okay, thank you. Olivier is just crushing our chat here. Him and Tommy are just having a nice old time chatting with each other on Twitter. That's great. Thanks for doing that, Olivier. So we have tip off here: Texas A&M, Corpus Christi, and Alabama. Alabama has raced out to a 5-0 lead. So I'm just going to go ahead and say we're not going to see a return on this $3.50 trade, which was Corpus Christi to win the basketball game. Howard still down 14. Let's see. That is actually going up 50 cents. So down $2.20 there. Although the market makers are now saying you can't send this back for any money whatsoever.
They're back within 12.
Back within 12. Okay. The Bison making a little bit of a run here. And then the game we're really watching, Utah State. What is going on? Missouri now at 4 with 8:14 remaining. Utah State, although has had plenty of opportunities to be profitable, they opened the game as a favorite. Now down to $33, Anita, on the live line at plus 218. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
No, would you buy more, or are you just riding this stuff out?
No, I'm writing it out right now.
Okay,
We've seen peaks, we've seen moments. I understand that basketball is a game of runs, but we haven't seen Utah State maintain that type of, like, there's no consistency there, right? Like, there's an ebb and flow, there's momentum, and Utah State, I just haven't seen them grasp that momentum and go on like a legitimate, like 10-0 or 12-0 run. And until they do that, no, I'm not spending any more of my hard-earned money on a team that can't get some consistency. I'll tell you what I'm looking at though, and I'm curious to get your thoughts on this. The Alabama, Texas A&M, Corpus Christi under at 155.5. You could get that right now at 57. These are two of the slowest paced tempo teams in the country. And the fact that Alabama has gone up quickly, 8-0, right from the get-go, I don't know. A part of me feels that, those odds might be good. I think once these two teams settle in and they play that half-court offense that they typically do, where they pass the ball at least 15 times before they shoot it, a part of me is leaning on the under here again at 155.5, and you get that at $57. Any of you guys in on that?
Tommy?
I think I could be tempted.
Tommy, you already won a total on Maryland, West Virginia, if I remember correctly.
My Utah State now looking like I got the absolute worst time to jump in on that.
Yeah, that's looking a little rough. We're in a good spot here where I'm going to play something, and then I want to talk to Anita about it for a little bit. What is Battle Bets? We give two bettors $100 each and 25 minutes to see who can make the most money live betting the tournament. 8 players will live bet their way to the $1,000 grand prize to decide who is the first Battle Bets champion. Thanks to Game Show Dan for that promo. Thank you, Game Show Dan. Now, I play that because Anita Marks is one of the 8 contestants who will be vying for $1,000 tomorrow on Battle Bets. You will be the first matchup, Anita. You're going at 2 o'clock. I'm not going to ask you for your strategy. I don't want your strategy because, hey, look, people could be watching. They could be taking things from this. But I just want to know how you feel. Give me a temperature check going into the first ever Battle Bets.
I feel good, and that's fine. I don't mind if somebody's going to try to steal my plays. Listen, Dan, they're out there.
That's true. But these are not full game plays, though.
You were following my social media this morning, but they're out there, dude. They're out there on Twitter. They're out there on video, TikTok. They're out there. So what I find interesting is, and what I'm excited about is that when we hit, it'll be towards the tail end of the Kennesaw State Xavier game. And I like Kennesaw State. So I'm curious where that's going to lie when we start at 2 o'clock. I'm going to keep an eye on that. I like St. Mary's against VCU. And so that's going to be interesting. Also, I do like Michigan State, but that game might be over by the time we start.
So that game at 2 o'clock, hopefully,
it goes for 30 minutes, right?
So you'll have 25 minutes. The entire block is 30 minutes, but we have an intro. We have to go over the rules, and then we'll do a little post-bet conference afterwards as well, obviously. So really, the games that we'll be able to compete against is that Xavier game, of course. Baylor, so you'll have USC, Michigan State will be ending. Kennesaw State, Xavier will be ending. UC Santa Barbara and Baylor will be coming at a half, and VCU St. Mary's will just be starting. So we stack them in a way where you're going to have at least one game coming to an end. In the case today, you had 2 coming to an end in that time frame. So there are going to be opportunities to win full shares of bets, right, and then be able to re-enter the market. So it's going to be a great time. Then obviously, if you keep winning, you continue to advance all the way to our championship round for an opportunity to win $1,000. It is, we believe, Tommy, the first ever live in-play betting tournament in the history of sports betting.
I don't think anybody's ever had an idea like this. It sounds completely unique. I'm jealous. I'm having major FOMO, as usual, when it comes to you guys.
Well, I can tell you, we are trying to scale this to the point where this could be done anywhere. So if that's the case, if you want in, you're in for Battle Bets Volume 2.
Sign me up.
Yeah, it'll be great. So we're really excited to bring that to you. We will be streaming continuously from 2 o'clock until about 6 o'clock. Then we'll shut it down. We'll get the graphics team on making the championship bracket graphics. We'll promote that at around 7:30 tomorrow night. Once the news is passed, games pick back up, we will bring you the first ever Battle Bets Championship. Really excited about that. I will be hosting for 7 straight hours. It's kind of like when I worked at CBS 3. It's kind of like a PBS telethon, right? It's like an Alex's lemonade stand. Like, please give us your money. You're welcome to tip me on Venmo. I'm on Venmo. I wouldn't recommend it, but you could, because I'm going to turn around and just bet it. But so 7:09 left. Again, that's Battle Bets. Please watch. We'll be promoting it throughout the day and tomorrow as well. Missouri up 3, 56-53.
I think this would be an awful time to get in on Utah.
Well, we're in on Utah. Again, I'll pull up our trading phone here, down $13 per share. 56-53, 7 minutes left. Kansas, is Howard hanging around here? 62-50 or 62-48. Kansas not really putting them away.
Oh, big three. Oh, missed it.
Meanwhile, Alabama, who's tipping off here? It appears Alabama's already playing. That's 9-4 Alabama. And now tipping off are San Diego State and College of Charleston. So we've got 4 games back on the screens here.
Give me that over at SDSU.
So we'll run back the portfolio looks here. We had Missouri. Missouri was the dog. We made money on them. And again, if you're just joining us, we are placing money line bets on every single underdog throughout the entire tournament to see how many chances you've had of being profitable. And right now we are 3 for 3. We had Maryland, who won outright. We had Missouri, who at one point, they're still winning, but they were up 17. And Furman won outright as well. So 3 for 3. What's that?
Technical foul or something
Going on in Missouri, Utah State, perhaps
tech.
on the coach. So coming up here, we have Utah State. Again, we flipped, not an underdog. We have Howard, has not been profitable. I don't anticipate they will be. We have Texas A&M Corpus Christi, and we have College of Charleston, who was already up 450. We've done it again. Only on Sport Trade.
Good start.
Can you do that? Let's go. Up 450. Now up 5. So we're gonna make sure we write that down.
Wow, 4-point play, Charleston.
There we go. That's why.
Yep.
I actually have Charleston winning this game. Again, nobody cares about anybody's bracket. I do have Charleston winning this game. So kudos to me. Good job, Dan. Pat on the old back. Maybe Olivier will tweet at me, tell me how great I am now.
Stop the count.
Yeah, how about it? Who do you guys have in this game?
I got the over 141 and a half, and I've got San Diego State in my Sweet 16, so I need them here.
Right. I know, Anita, you said you liked the Aztecs.
I do.
Okay.
I also like the Aztecs.
That's great, Will. Will is such a great sport. We love Will. So we have the over 141 and a half. We jumped on that together because that was where we had like a 2.5% market edge, I believe. Tommy, on unabated.
Yep.
Yeah. So we jumped on that as well. I'll pull that up here. So that's up $11.50 already, thanks in part to that 4-point play there from Charleston. So already up $12. So if you wanted to, we could trade out of that for a quick $12. We'll hold on to it. Why not? Again, there you go. Unabated just tweeted. Did you just tweet that out from Unabated?
Nope, that was not me.
Okay. Well, shout out to Unabated, who just tweeted out to check you out with the Sport Trade crew. You've also been on the stream for an hour already. So
Yes.
thanks for
And the unfortunate thing is I am at my time here.
Okay. That's timing for you.
Yep.
All right. Well, Tommy, thank you so much for hanging out with us. I know you're off to one of the books, I believe, right? To go watch. So thank you so much. Much appreciated. I am like hurriedly cropping you out of the show.
I'll give you the time there. And while
Nope, we're
you're
good.
doing that, I will say for tomorrow's money line dogs, if you're looking for someone here with a big edge, the Gauchos, UC Santa Barbara, whopping 4% edge at Sport Trade. If you translate it to money line odds, they're 5-1. Everywhere else I'm seeing is in like the 440 to 460 range.
Oh, love it. Okay. Thank you, Tommy. We really appreciate your time. We'll definitely do this again. And next Battle Bets, you're in, my friend. You're in. We'll make it happen.
Thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate the invite. It was great being here with you.
All right, buddy. We'll talk to you soon.
Have a good one.
All right. Let's see if we can do this live. Oh, no. It didn't work. Oh, that's okay. We'll fix it real quick. Quick fix. All right. There we go. Now we got Anita appropriately cropped. This is what happens when you have Google Meets. There you are. Okay. All right. So we've got a half hour left in the show. Anita, we're so glad that you were able to join us. We've had great guests today. We had, of course, Matt Modi from Odds Jam. We've had our one of our favorite people, Eddie, the owner of Baines Deli, who's next to our building. And if you're hearing that and you're watching Anita and you're like, what is Dan talking about? Eddie runs the deli that is connected to Sport Trade. We love him. He's amazing. He's also has tens of thousands of followers on Instagram because his other job, Anita, is as a trackside reporter for a very popular motocross league. So there you have it. You learn something new every day here on the show. So we've got a full slate of games here as we wrap up here with another half hour of live trading. We've got Charleston, San Diego State, which is 8-6. Alabama already up 12-6 on A&M Corpus Christi. Missouri has stretched its lead, 62-56, the 7th seed Tigers over 10th seeded Utah State. And let me pull up the other game, which is whichever game is on. This is how we do it live. This is live. Kansas and Howard, 69-52. Currently in a commercial break. So we'll go back to the games here. And it looks like we're down on all of them except for College of Charleston. Although we did hop on Utah State a little while ago, but it looks like, Anita, they're really letting us down. Yeah.
They just took a big charge though.
Okay.
Got the ball back.
Yeah, they're down 64-56. You could get them right now to win outright at $6.05.
Wow.
Wow, I love
I'm just
that.
saying there's almost 5
wow.
minutes left. I'm gonna do it.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna lower our cost basis here. I love it. So right now I have them at $7 per share. 64.56 with 4 minutes left. It feels like this is March. There's a lot of time left.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do it too.
Why not?
I'm
$7?
gonna buy 5 shares.
Sign
So
me up, man.
So that's $40. There we go. So we just lowered our cost basis from
Bad turnover.
42 to 15. So now we just have to get them above 15.
Oh,
and a
boy.
3. Okay, that's no bueno. All right. Utah State now down 11. Missouri, 67-56. Bad turnover and a 3. It looks like we're going to get a timeout here. Or it's under 4 timeout, looks like. Oh, yeah. Picked him clean. And then right into a top of the break 3. Yeah, not great. Okay, so that stinks. But again, we made money elsewhere. Corpus Christi again. Howard and Corpus Christi, we're really just trying to eke out like $1 or 2, right, in our little experiment here to try to be as profitable as possible. So Corpus Christi down 50 cents already. It's 17-8 in favor of Alabama. And then Howard is down to $1.60 per share, down $2.90 overall. Again, we got them at $4.50, which is plus 20.80, and there's no opportunity to send that back. Market makers have decided they're uninterested in taking any of those shares back. Crimson Tide with the 2. It's now 19-10 Alabama.
I'm gonna sign off here, Dan. Thanks
Okay,
for having me on.
Will, thanks so much. We
Anita,
appreciate it.
Thank you.
We're gonna do one final Battle Bets test before tomorrow, so we'll see you shortly for that. They won't see you. We'll see you. So much appreciated, Will, for hanging out with us. More live cropping. How lucky are you guys? Here we go. Cropping in real time. This is what we do. Well, that didn't work. Sorry, we'll do that real quick. And this is what happens when you also run the stream. That's okay. All right. Now this feels like a traditional market movers. It's me, it's Anita, and we're live trading some hoops here. Well, write us down, Anita. When can we catch you on ESPN for the rest of the night and tomorrow?
So I'm on ESPN Radio in LA tonight from 7 to 10 p.m. Pacific, 10 to 1 Eastern. And so I'll be recapping the games from today. Also looking forward to Friday's game. I have a number of guests who are going to be joining me. Jimmy Patsos, former Siena head coach, is going to be joining me. Professional handicapper Fat Jack.
Oh, great.
I'll be also talking about the XFL. I know we can't. There's no XFL on Sports Trade. Hopefully that'll change. We'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe next season. Also, we'll be talking golf as the Valspar is taking place right now. I like Justin Rose going in, so he's in a good position after his Thursday round. I'm in a little NBA. I know NBA now for the next 2 weeks takes a back seat because it's March Madness, but we'll be talking some NBA as well. So and obviously, did I bury the lead that Aaron Rodgers went on the Pat McAfee show yesterday and said that, he has every intention of quarterbacking for the Jets. It's just a matter of the Jets and the Green Bay Packers getting the deal done.
Ugh,
So,
barf.
So out of curiosity, I want to look at our futures here. And they're not up. Sorry.
Yeah.
So
sorry.
I'm curious what the futures market looks like for the Jets to win the Super Bowl after that announcement is made.
I just don't think it's going to move that much. I just really don't. But once we have them up, obviously it'll be a different story.
Well, I'll tell you what has moved and
Sure.
I've jumped on is that you could get the Buffalo Bills right now to win the AFC East at plus money.
Oh, see, that's interesting.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
Plus 130.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I like that. Okay. I'm in on that.
I love that.
Yeah.
So
I'm in on that.
I jumped all over that.
I do like that. To your point about Justin Rose. So if you haven't bet golf on Sport Trade, you're missing out. So we have improved the golf betting experience on Sport Trade like 30-fold in the last several weeks. We had somebody yesterday, Anita, I believe purchased 400 shares of Justin Rose at $4 a share yesterday.
Wow.
We had somebody buy 250 shares of Jordan Spieth yesterday. We actually had our best day ever yesterday. We sold over 10,000 shares were traded. A lot of it on the Valspar Championship. I'm trying to find the exact numbers here. I can't believe I forgot about this. So our largest position for someone to win the national championship was Virginia. 208 shares of Virginia to win the national championship at an average cost of 64 cents per share.
Wow.
That dream is now dead.
Yeah, no bueno.
No, I'll have to tweet that out. I forgot about that.
But right now, the Valspar, if people did buy shares of Jordan Spieth, he finished the day 4 under, and on Data Golf, he's got a 12% chance of winning this. And that's really it's the best percentage chance right now. I liked Fleetwood 3 under through 9 today. So he's just making the turn right now. He's got a 7% chance of winning this. Adam Hadwin was a guy that a lot of people put money on. He's 2 under today. He's already in the clubhouse. He's got a 4.5% chance of winning. Justin Rose, he just made the turn. He's even through 9. So hoping that he can make some noise on the back 9, and we'll see what happens. But Justin Rose was a guy that I liked coming into this tournament.
To follow up on my UVA point, the largest position anyone has on a team to not win the national championship, meaning they're shorting a team to win. Somebody does have 200 shares of Alabama to not win the national championship, laying about $17,000 in change to win almost $3,000. So obviously, if you're shorting somebody, you're betting a lot to win a smaller amount, but obviously the odds of that happening are much better. So as opposed to betting every other team, you basically are saying, I want to bet the field as opposed to Alabama.
So it's interesting. I like Creighton a lot coming out of that South region.
Interesting. Why is that?
Why do I like Creighton?
Yeah.
I feel that they check all the boxes, right? They're a team. They don't necessarily do anything great, but I think they do a lot of things well. They've got a really nice mixed bag of some veteran players, some junior, seniors, and some young talent. They shoot well. They play good defense. I think they're coming out of a more competitive conference. So and I'm just not sold. I'm not sold on. So I've got and I like their path, right? Like I think they take care of NC State. I'm not really big on Baylor. I think their toughest opponent is going to be Arizona until, of course, they reach Alabama. And I think they have what it takes to really compete and contend with Alabama. So I'd say in half of my brackets, I've got Alabama advancing. In the other half of my brackets, I have Creighton advancing.
Okay.
Like I said earlier, in the East, I like Tennessee. Same reason. I like their path. You know, I feel like their path and their road to possibly getting to Purdue or possibly getting to Duke is an easier path than let's say Marquette. Like I think Marquette's going to have a difficult time. I've got Michigan State going up against Marquette. In half of
Oh,
my
wow.
brackets, I've got Michigan State upsetting Marquette. So I just think the path that Creighton and the path that Tennessee is going to take is a lot easier than a number of these 1 and 2 seeds coming in from the outside, if that makes sense.
It does make sense. So March Madness, men's basketball, the official page for the NCAA, has said that through 2 games, 10.67% of the brackets are perfect. That's it. So only 10% of brackets had Maryland and Furman winning. That's why this is the best event in sports. 1 minute, 39 seconds left. Missouri up 69-61 on Utah State. That does not appear to be going well for us. In fact, Utah State now down to $3 per share.
But I'm sorry, did you guys take Missouri? I thought you guys took
We took
you guys are just playing dogs.
Yeah,
all
so
day,
we took
right?
Missouri originally. We did. So we took them originally, and we were able to sell out for like a $17 profit. So again, the experiment is, can you take every dog and be profitable? And so far, with the exception of Howard, the answer has been yes. So we traded out, again, Maryland won outright, Furman won outright, Missouri was up 17. College of Charleston is already up 10-6. I don't think Texas A&M is going to really help us out here much. So, yeah, College of Charleston is up $7.50. So, yes, to answer your question, originally we were on Missouri, who looks like they're going to win outright. But we decided to flip. Why not? Again, we can't use Sport Trade. We work here. But we can use the beta version of the app where we can. It's the same functionality, but it's all dummy money.
I'll be honest with you. I'm surprised. I'm surprised. I was expecting more from Utah State, and heading into today's matchups, this is one of the games that I was looking most forward to watching, and I felt really confident about Utah State. So, it's just all the prep, all the analysis that you can do. Sometimes sometimes I think we need to take a step back and realize like we're gambling on like 16,
Kids.
17 and 18-year-old people. Right?
Yeah, it's very true.
We don't like, did somebody go out last night? Right? Like, did somebody break up with their significant other last night before the game? Like, sometimes I think like I forget, like we're dealing with like young people here. So you never know.
It's very true.
Right? It's interesting. So a very dear friend of mine who had uber success gambling with college football had his algorithm and he was like, I don't know, 75-78% on the season. I mean, ridiculous. Wow. And I asked him, what makes your algorithm so good? And he said I've gone out of the box. I said, okay, give me an idea of what's out of the box. And so what he did is in his algorithm, he put in every college football starting quarterback's birthday. And so that week, that team and that quarterback had a game on the week of its birthday was part of the analysis, because one would imagine college birthday week, probably partied really hard, right?
No, I think you have to factor it. I mean, that's why we talked about this on a live stream or something? Yeah, it was a show yesterday. The guys at Capwise did a great analysis of tournament unders in the last 10 years. And some of the reasoning to take the unders are their kids, right? There's a lot of travel. They're playing on different courts. They're playing unfamiliar opponents. Last year, tournament unders hit at like a 58% clip. And then 2 years ago, it was like 79%. Tournament unders hit. I think for the last 10 years, the number, and I'm going to get it wrong, so don't quote me, but the number was something like, Anita, like 250, 120 with like 14 pushes. Like something astronomical. Like it hit at like a 60% rate easily for the last 10 years. And we saw that for the most part. I mean, Arizona State, Nevada last night, I had the over 134.5 there, and Arizona almost covered that by themselves. Scored 91 points. But I think on the whole, I mean, we're seeing a lot of unders today as well. I know the Virginia Furman game went under, the Maryland West Virginia game went under, and I think these are the only two finishes so far, right? Am I right?
Yeah, those are
Yeah.
the only two finishes.
So we're 2-0 to the unders.
We're about to have a finish here in the Utah State Missouri game. That's for sure.
Yeah, 76-65 Missouri moving on, a rare underdog as a 7 seed. So Mizzou into the second round. I think you had said earlier their first win since 2010 in the tournament.
Yes, and so they will now be 1-5 against the spread since 2010.
Looking a lot like the Temple Owls, who lost so many first-round games in a row when I was in college that, as I mentioned 3 hours ago with Matt Modai, I was forcibly removed from more than one bar, having to watch them lose. Another story, another lifetime ago, just another lifetime ago.
So just taking again, I am on San Diego State. I know they're down right now. Hopefully that will change.
Well, hold on. I have College Charleston, so I hope it doesn't. No offense.
I hope it does. But looking, we've got Princeton and Arizona coming your way at 4:10. Illinois and Arkansas. I'm on Arkansas. The Auburn-Iowa game, I don't have a really good grasp on. I'm staying away from that one. A lot of people like Oral Roberts. A lot of people feel that Oral Roberts can really push Duke to the limit. Duke, to me, has looked really, really great. Maybe that's a game will be like an in-game wager that I might make. Colgate going up against Texas. Colgate really great in their conference, but Texas has looked great. I'm on the Boise State side later on tonight. Also, I like Louisiana Lafayette.
Yeah, popular pick there. I think they're at $16 per contract right now, or for share. We used to say contract for share now.
Right. But so those are the teams and the games that I am on. What are the ones that you're looking forward to later on tonight?
Well, I really like that one. I really like Louisiana. Again, I'm looking more so for price than anything else. I like Penn State actually against Texas A&M. I've seen a few A&M games this year. Really have not been too impressed with them. Let me pull up their individual markets. Oral Roberts is a real a trendy underdog here. Despite our experiment, I am taking Duke to win that game. Louisiana Lafayette is $16 per share, plus $5.15 to beat Tennessee. I do like them at that number. Maybe if even not to win, just to get you some profit. Penn State 41.5 against A&M at plus 138. I like that. And there was another one on the board here as well. Boise State I think is actually underseeded. And to me, a classic 10-7 matchup. I do like them, plus 113, 46.5. So no, I'm throwing a lot of dogs at you, but I do think Duke wins. They're minus 256, 71.5 per share. So those are the four that I like, in addition to College of Charleston, who appears to have gone back to, they're up $6. $6 it is, up 13.9 in real life. So that's where my head is at. And the reasoning behind College of Charleston, Anita, is really just they're old. I think the youngest guy in their rotation is 20. A lot of leadership. They just jack up threes, which is as bad as it is good, right? They got to fall. But, if they're not deterred, if they're a veteran-laden team, then I like them not being intimidated by anyone. And that could buy you a win in the tournament.
I just don't think that they've been battle tested this season.
And you're probably right.
I feel San Diego State has. They've gone up against 10 quad one teams this season where Charleston has not. So, that was another big reason why I was on the San Diego State side. So we'll see what happens. Charleston is up by 2, about 10 minutes left in the first half. That Alabama Texas game, 39-25. Like I said, maybe about 6-7 minutes ago, I was looking at the under at 155.5.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Can navigate over there for you. Let's see. Well, basically the money line is off the board here. I'm sorry, you said the under 155.5.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, $10. So it's plus 882 right now. So you're thinking there is Alabama will call off the dogs basically once they're up a certain
Yeah,
amount.
like I said, I think, and this is another reason why I typically steer away from the one seed
Mhm.
matchups, because a lot of the statistics and whatnot and the trends, I think you could throw out the window, because they're going up against 16 seeds, where a lot of these one seeds are looking at as kind of like a preseason game,
Mm.
let's say, right? Where, all right, let's go up. We're going to get a comfortable lead, and then we'll bring in some of our bench guys. Let's keep our legs fresh, because it's a long tournament, right?
Very much so. Yeah, very much. So 64 points, I believe, have been scored in that game. Yeah, 39-25. So 155 points. So basically, you're hoping that there are not 91 points scored in that game the rest of the way. That number has moved. It went from 10 to 11.5. So if you're going to jump on it, I would say jump on it now. Plus 754 for the under 155.5. So perhaps the market makers are thinking something similar to what you're thinking. Charleston now 15-13, the 12 over the 5. 9 minutes left in the first half there. Kansas has now gone up 21 on Howard, so I think that dream is dead. And Alabama, as we mentioned, 6:18 left in the first, up 39-25. So as we've mentioned, we've been on since a little before 1. So we'll probably say goodbye around 4, only because we still have to do some testing for Battle Bets tomorrow, which can't wait for. And, of course, Anita will be involved. So starting at 2 o'clock, Anita will be doing battle in a 25-minute sprint to make as much money as you possibly can on these games. We're really excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I know, Anita, you said you were totally fine with letting the folks out there know your plays. You said you like Kennesaw State tomorrow, which is going to be tradable in that window for you.
I do like them. There's a few games that I like tomorrow. I'm looking.
So
I don't think I have my.
Yeah, it's okay.
I don't think I have my Friday notes in front of me.
No,
but,
no worries. I'll just fill you in. So USC Michigan State will be ending during that time. Kennesaw
Right.
State Xavier will be on. UC Santa Barbara and Baylor will be on, and VCU St. Mary's will have just gotten underway.
Right. So I'm leaning towards St. Mary's, and not sure how I'm going to play Baylor and UC Santa Barbara. I've got to do a deeper dive into that. That might be an over/under play. I'm not sure. And yes, I do like Kennesaw State for tomorrow.
Did you end up playing that total?
I'm sorry?
155?
Yes, I did.
Oh, great. What did you get it at?
So I got it at 11.5, and I'm up $5.
Oh, perfect. Oh, amazing. Amazing. Okay. Well, as we mentioned, we're taking underdogs. Howard, Corpus Christi, we didn't have high hopes for. College Charleston, now up $12. So we've been, I think they're going to win the game outright, as I've mentioned, but I would be remiss if I didn't say, only on Sport Trade here. Again, if you're watching this far, then you get the gist. Only here can you ride out teams that don't win and still make money off them. Husky Park, thanks for joining us earlier, Eddie. Couple thumbs up. We love you, buddy. Thank you so much for joining us today. Safe travels to Detroit as you call another motocross event this weekend. We'll be sure to check that out on Instagram, Husky Park TV. Check that out on Instagram. Eddie does an amazing job with the Latin American audience there, keeping them up to date on what's going on in the track, and also doing some interviews as well in English and in Spanish. He's the man. Muy bien. Thank you. Bama is now up 41-25. The under is a great play only because otherwise I don't think I'd watch this game at all.
Yeah, right.
That's basically where I'm at with that.
Isn't that a big reason why we gamble anyway?
Yeah.
Wouldn't there be just a handful of games in March Madness that we would tune into if we weren't wagering on them? At least for me, yeah. I think there's just a handful of games that I think are going to be truly competitive here. And I'm looking at the slate for the remainder of the games today. Like I said, I don't really have a grip on that Auburn Iowa game. I think that could be a close one. I'm really curious. I like Oral Roberts. I think, listen, they're 30-4. They're a team that has a lot of seniors, a lot of veteran leadership on that squad. But Duke has been peaking. And of course, it's this time of the season that you want to peak when you're heading into the tournament. So I think that's going to be a good one to watch. And like I said, I like Louisiana Lafayette against Tennessee. I do believe Tennessee wins, but I think Louisiana Lafayette is going to cover. Penn State and Texas A&M. This is one of those like 7 and 10 seeds that I think kind of like when you look at people's bracket, it's pretty much it's a split, right? Like I want to say somewhere between like 50-55% one way or the other. So that's going to be interesting. But outside of those, like UCLA should crush Asheville.
Yeah.
Houston is, I mean, again, like, if you're not on Sport Trade and buying shares, whether it's a side or a total of, let's say, the UCLA game, the Houston game, the Texas game, you know what I mean? What are you doing?
What are you doing? I'll tell you, before we say goodbye, I think the best trade we made today was this under 155 at $10 or $11.50. There's a lot of under juice going on right now. And by that, I mean terrible shots, poor rebounding, blocked shots. That's looking pretty good. In fact, it's up to 15 now. So your instincts were right on there, Anita. Thank you so much for joining us, as you always do. We love having you on, and we will be back tomorrow with Battle Bets again, 2:00. Anita will be doing battle against an opponent for an opportunity to win $1,000. She is one of 8 people in the inaugural Battle Bets tournament. We'll be playing it between 2:00 and maybe 8:30-ish. Obviously, everybody has to get an opportunity. 4 30-minute first round games, 2 30-minute second round games, and then, of course, our championship finale, which will take place around 7:30. Anita, thank you as always.
You got it. I'd say good luck with your Charleston bet. Since I'm on San Diego State, I'm not going to say it.
I will leave you with this image of College of Charleston up $13. So, Anita, thanks so much for joining us. And thank you for joining us. 3 hours of live trading the NCAA tournament. We really appreciate it. Again, join us tomorrow at 2:00 for the inaugural Battle Bets tournament. Cannot wait. We'll talk to you soon.